People will be like, what the fuck? All right. I think once it actually goes live, I should be able to. Oh, it's live now, actually. I think.
Maybe.
Yep. There we go. Yep. Okay, hey guys, we are live on YouTube. So let me just close this. So we're playing some Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. That's a mouthful tonight. We're running the module rat. Oh, I'm getting a weird reflection. Rats. Well, you see the picture there. Rats in the walls. So I've got 4 players tonight. This is a level 1 module. I just got it as part of the latest Kickstarter. Well, the latest Kickstarter that fulfilled. There's another Kickstarter that just finished. And it should be fun. It's actually a multi-part module. This is going to be the first part of it. And if we decide to play more of this, then we will play the rest. So as we begin, excuse me, you guys are in the city of Khromarium, which is kind of a coastal city. It's one of the largest and most diverse cities in Hyperborea. You guys have, however, through chance meeting or whatever, you've met up as you kind of made your way here. Maybe you've been living here, who knows? But currently you're kind of in relatively dire straits. You've been sleeping near the docks, wrapping your winter blankets around you, stay out of the cold, and realizing that you're going to need to find some kind of work to move forward and make some money. You had heard through the grapevine there were some issues at the one of the local taverns that was very popular, but has in recent months kind of declined in popularity. And a little bird tells you that possibly there's something going on there that you can investigate. So the Silvery Eel is this tavern, and as you kind of come in to this place, you can see that it's a pretty good sized tavern. It's empty save for a barkeep. He's cleaning glasses behind the bar as he sees you come in. He kind of notices you and goes over and stokes the fire to warm the place up a bit. You guys kind of drop your gear down. Your everything you own you have with you because you don't have a place to stay really right now. You notice as he starts to move towards you. Behind the bar, there's a door that opens up a bit, and you can kind of see in the shadows a young woman standing there, kind of looking out. She looks maybe a little afraid. And he comes up and he says, "The barkeep, well, how can I help you?" And as he looks down at the table, let's see who we see. You guys can intro your characters, and we will kind of go through, and you guys can give me a little bit about them, and we'll see how you guys want to interact with this. So, Tony, you can go first.
You see a large male, 6'1", very barrel-chested, very large man. Has streaks of gray through his hair and his beard. He looks towards the barkeep and he says, well, they call me Real Day. My name is Real Day. Understand, possibly you can tell us or have some type of work that needs to be done. That's the reason I hear. Seems things have become kind of scarce around the city for me to make a few coin to live on. I'm going to be playing Real Day the Warlock.
He looks at you and he kind of a twisted smile. He says, "Oh no! Things are going well here. I don't know where you would have heard that." As he kind of eyeballs around the table and he catches the eye of Crystal's character.
You see a man dressed in a rather wild outfit, sort of like tux jacket, but wearing all of these like weird trinkets and chains. They have a top hat on their hat, and as the bartender eyes them, they remove the top hat and slowly push it down. Their eyes are squinted, like very much so squinted, to where you almost can't see their pupils, and a large smile is plastered on their face, almost as if they were wearing a mask or something. But but clearly it's their actual face. And this guy will look around the room. Is there anyone else in here? Or are we the only ones that have just walked in?
Except for the barkeep and the girl that you spy looking through the door way behind the bar. No, you're the only people here.
Okay. So he will just simply take a seat and he will say, well, Roladol, I told you that, such things would be silly. Obviously, this is quite a fair town. Say, were you going to order any ale?
The man looks at you and he says, "Oh, we have the finest ale in Khromarium," and he looks towards Rush's character.
I'll be playing Blar it looks like Blar McMahon, who's a very young, almost barely not a lad, about 16 to 17 years. He's wrapped in furs. He looks a bit haggard and worn for a boy so young, like someone who's been spending an inordinate amount of time outside. He definitely has the look of a huntsman about him, wrapped in furs and carrying a bow and a staff and whatnot. And as the barkeep speaks of the finest of ales, he kind of flicks his eyebrows, now being old enough to partake without catching a wary eye. He just kind of holds up a finger and says, I would like one. Thank you.
Actually, he means he would like one for the whole table. Thank you.
He looks, he says, "Oh, for sure, no problem. Ale is just one silver piece each." And he before he turns, he looks finally at the last persons at the table, young.
So a fellow gets up and he says, "Don't forget about my ale." Basically, you see a compact, broad-shouldered young man with a dense, messy, wavy, shoulder-length orange hair, sitting at a table with a half-eaten rib of some poor roasted animal. Seated and seen in a studded brown leather with long torso, he looks quite tall, but as soon as he gets up to dust himself and, to make sure that he gets his drinks, you notice that his legs are super short. Stocky legs are about half a foot shorter than you expected. The muscle-bound warrior stands only about 5 1/3 feet tall. He shoots a long, piercing glance in the barkeep's direction, with his bright green eyes set above his dashing scar across his face. The glance is just long enough for you to recognize him as one of those Pictish barbarian brutes. And lay down about the floor around him are his gears. You notice a wolf pelt scabbard with leather straps holding a large bastard sword with a brass pommel, a short bow next to a quiver full of about a dozen arrows, a large round wooden shield, and a well-used leather backpack that is still covered in patches of caked mud. And he says, "I am Sentimos Nepos Aviragi. You can call me Arvi if you want, but just make sure that my ale is not too foamy."
Okay, so he looks at you and he nods and heads back to the bar. Takes him, he doesn't really kind of leave eye contact with the table. He kind of turns and keeps looking back. Eventually, he pours the ale, watching you, and comes forward with the 4 mugs and places them on the table. He looks around and he says to Riddell, "If I'm being honest, there are some problems here. And he kind of like pulls himself over a stool and sits down with the party. Says, "This was the hot spot, the place to be, until a few months back. I've been cursed, and I would do anything to remove the curse."
Brian would kind of cock one eye and just kind of like, what kind of a curse?
He leans in close. Rats. There are rats everywhere. They've taken my daughter and my wife and 2 barmaids with their diseased bites in the last 2 months. He looks around. He says, "No matter what I do, they come back every night." And then he actually reaches up and takes the whoever hasn't touched their drink yet. He actually takes their drink and starts drinking it.
That would be my drink.
Yeah, so he takes your drink. He actually started like not even thinking. He just starts drinking it. He looks. He sees the weapons and such on the floor from the barbarian, and he says, "I could pay, but it must be done. I fear for my daughter. She grows sicker every day. The stress, and I'm losing all my customers and all my money."
The drink was too watered down for me anyway. What did you say the meal of the day was? As I push my plate back away from me.
He says, actually, we have fresh lobster, sweet potatoes, and it comes with a goblet of red wine."
Oh,
I'll be glad to have a plate of that. I don't want to.
yeah,
eat
we'd
rats.
have a plate for the whole table.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I guess I was delayed or something. Crystal was talking over me. I guess I'm delayed. I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Talking in the background.
He'll push Real Day will push the plate away and tell him that he'll take the lobster. He just doesn't want any rat to eat.
Yeah, he kind of laughs, but so you know, I wouldn't serve the meat of the vile creatures to even my worst enemy. Believe
What do
me.
these rats look like? I mean, rats sometimes can take appearance of, some humans are called rats.
No. These are vile creatures, rats. But they're large, bigger than any rat you've ever seen, like a dog or a small pig.
They will fear the fire much like everyone else does, I can assure you.
The Pictish barbarian grabs his ale, takes a sip, and he slams it down on the table. And he says, "You see the sword down on the ground over there? You want me to use that sword to kill a couple of rats? Are you insulting us?"
He looks at you and he says, "These rats are demons. Demons from hell."
Yeah, Centimus, why don't you go get that sword and just show it off a little bit? Show this man just how insulted it is that you would use that sword.
I told you before, you can call me Arby anytime. And then he taps you on the shoulder. He picks up his sword and pulls it out of the scabbard. And it's a gigantic, about 4 feet long in length. And he grabs the sword in 2 hands and swings it over his head, and flexes muscle and brings the hilt right in front of his face and says, "You see this sword? It could kill a real demon. But you expect us to just kill some rats? If you have a carcass, show it to us, so at least I could gauge its size."
When Centimos gets up to go grab his sword, Akiak will grab Centimos' ale and start adding it to his own glass.
Okay. So he seems impressed by your swordsmanship. And again he gets up without saying anything and starts walking towards the bar. He keeps looking back at you, a little bit afraid of something. And you see actually as he goes towards the bar and turns that door to the back room closes, and then he walks up, opens it, and walks through it. And you hear him talking to somebody back there, and then a minute or so later he comes back out and he says, "You wanted four lobster plates, correct?"
I nod my head.
So he says, "Okay, be a few minutes," and then he goes. He actually goes. Take a quick look at my map here. So this tavern is basically, you came in, from the front, the facing the docks, basically, and you've got chairs and whatnot, tables that you're at. Then if you keep going deeper in, there's a bar, and then like I said, when you go behind the bar, there's a door, and that's where he popped in. Now he comes out, and he actually says, "I'll be right back," and he leaves through the front door, and you see him go around the side of the building. So he's gone maybe like 5 minutes, and the back door, in the back opens, and you see a girl. She's not a child. I mean, she's probably like 16 to 18 range. So she's
my age.
Yeah. Well, I think you're all around that age, except for Tony's character, who for some reason has a beard. The starting age in this is like 16 to 19, so everybody's that. So this is Swords and Sorcery. So basically, she comes out and she's got these 4 plates with the lobster, and you can see that she's almost. It looks like she hasn't eaten herself. I mean, she's very thin, and her face is like pallid, and she has big circles under her eyes, like she hasn't really slept. And she's clean, but you can see her hair is like stringy, almost like she just looks kind of worn down and unhealthy. And but not in like, she doesn't have like sores or anything on her. She just looks almost like you would think somebody who was starving would look, not somebody who's working in a tavern where there's clearly food. And she brings the 4 plates to you and puts them on the table, and then kind of she puts them down and slowly turns around and starts walking back to the bar.
Is the bartender guy there?
No, he hasn't come back to the front door yet.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I will go ahead and start to eat.
Okay.
And just kind of, I don't know, keep an eye out. I definitely want to speak to the bartender guy when he comes back in.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, if you guys are eating the lobster, it's really fresh. I mean, you're right on the ocean, so then the sweet potatoes are done just right. So you're eating and enjoying it. Probably like another 5 minutes go by, and the bartender comes back. He's got like a cloth that he's holding in his hand. It's probably like, maybe like 2 foot ish round, whatever's inside this cloth. And he comes up and he says, "If you help me, I can give you my late wife's necklace. It's made of pearls. It's very valuable. Some 2,000 gold pieces valuable. But as a show of good faith, I can give you this now." And he kind of pulls the cloth off, and he reveals to you a small shield. It looks really, pretty finely made. And he kind of looks around almost like he's nervous somebody else is going to see him. And then he slides the shield onto his arm. And as soon as he does, the whole front of it starts to light up, and it sheds light. And he says, "I'll be honest, this belonged to the last man who I asked to do this for me, who I found dead in the basement. But perhaps the 4 of you and your mighty swords can do better than him." And he puts the shield on the table.
Akiako will reach out to grab the shield.
Okay. Assuming nobody stops you, you take the shield. It's very well made. It's lightweight. It has some kind of like runes graved in the front of it. It stops glowing as soon as he takes off his armor, of course. Does anyone else want to say or do anything while the bartender is standing here?
So I'm sorry. So the guy that showed the shield, it was the bartender.
Yeah, that's the bartender. Yep.
So Bren or Blar, excuse me, would look at him and be like, he's like, your serving girl looks sickly. Has she too been bitten by these rats, or she seems, for a place that serves such fine meals, she seems awfully thin and underfed. And of course, Blar, who's only 5. One of the things I forgot to mention, he's like 5 foot. Where's it at? Yeah, I'm like 5'9" and like 170, so I'm a pretty kind of like stocky, healthy, well-fed looking guy. So I would take note of that and say, she seems underfed or sick or something.
He says to you, that is my daughter, Anesta. She was bit some 3 weeks ago, as were the other 2 serving wenches that I had hired. But she seems to be getting better. She's showing more life now than she did before. So I think the worst is past. We have strong willpower in my family. Well, I think she got that from me.
These rats, were they, and he holds his hands up, were they rats like any other, or were they much larger?
Yeah, so he goes, he when you do this with your hands, he reaches forward and touches your hands, and he goes, and he puts them out wider than your shoulders.
I would prop my elbow on the table and grunt. Demons, you say?
I've never seen rats so large. And no matter how many times I fill in the walls, and he starts to point, and you notice now, like he's pretty strategically like placed chairs and barrels around the wall, but you start to notice now that you're looking at like there's lots of like planks nailed to the wall, and you can even see like some straw and stuff like sticking out of the edges of it, kind of like there was a hole there that he filled in, and you notice them all over the place, like they were covered pretty much all over the walls here.
Would you give me a few moments to eat with my companions and talk with them before I give you my answer? Before we give you our answer, sorry.
Why, of course. And he eyeballs the shield that Crystal's character,
he goes,
Yeah.
he looks at the bartender and he says, you have my word.
He nods, and then he goes back to the bar. I mean, he can see you from the bar. I mean, honestly, you're looking at this guy. There's no chance in hell that he'd be able to take you anyways, so it's not like he's got much to do. So he goes back to the bar and starts cleaning the cups again.
Before Akiak takes the shield, Real Day puts his massive beefy hand down on it. He says, "Just a moment." And can I use read magic to, like your symbols or anything on there that would tell me where I could decipher what these inscriptions or symbols are on that shield, if there's any?
Yeah, for sure. I think that you can just automatically do it, right?
Yeah, that's the way I read it. It says the ability to decipher unintelligible magical inscriptions or symbols placed on weapons, armor, item, door, walls, and other media by means of the sorcerer mark spell or other like methods.
Yeah. Yeah, you look at it and you see that it is actually that there's markings here that seem to call upon the goddess Artemis, who you would know as is a this isn't per se a holy shield, but Artemis is oftentimes worshipped by warriors, and as being a warrior goddess.
That's pretty kick ass.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Akiak and I'm going to go, well, you can use the shield, but his shield is protected by the warrior goddess. It'd probably best suit. And I'll look towards Census.
Barbarians are hesitant to use magic.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, but you'd be unlikely to. I mean, you don't know that necessarily, but just so you know, Young. If you just get
Sir, you offend me. I serve the war goddess. Does this scrawny physique does it deceive your eyes?
Much deceives me now these days.
Are you done with the shield?
Am I done with it? Yes.
Yeah, are you done? I didn't want to I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to interrupt what you were doing with the
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So Blar would turn to the table and just kind of take his hands and kind of put them down, and he would look at all. Was it 4 of you, or is it 3 of you? And he would say, "My friends," he says, "the huntsmen and the men of the forest speak often of a plague upon Hyperborea. It is the plague of lycanthropy, of werewolf men, or of men who turn into wolves and other beasts. In fact, some of my kind are actually hunters of such beasts. And I am not one of them. However, these rats are the size of, well, I mean, they're wider than my shoulders, my arms. And the young girl was bitten, and she could be infected. What if these rats are rats that carry that plague? It's known amongst my people that this is a blight on this land." And then I would turn to who is it? Cynthius? Or what's, I'm sorry, Army? Did Young drop?
I think he did, and I don't see him anymore.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't see Young anymore either. Yeah, Syntis is Young. Akiak is Crystal's character, and then Brad.
So he would turn to Young's character and say, and if they are infected with such a plague, and these are those beasts, then your sword will definitely be will find a proper prey. And then he kind of also regards back to how do you say your name? Rildai? The warlock, Rildai?
Tony.
Oh, I was trying to get unmuted. I couldn't get unmuted. Yeah, Real Day. I'm sorry, Real Day.
He would turn to Rildai, who obviously is a learned man in magic, and just kind of say, what do you think?
Well, in the end, everything burns. Everything.
Okay. Well. Young, can you hear now? Gonna call that a big no.
Yeah, I just see a blank spot where he was.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of my monologue.
Yeah, we'll assume he's coming along with whatever the plan is.
Okay. I was going to give him the 25-second version of, but I mean, and I'll also look over at Akiak to see what he thinks of the. I can't see the picture. Akiak is a male, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I would look at Akiak to see, what he thinks of my theory.
You would know before I say it, before you get into that being a huntsman, that you would, in knowing a bit about this, he said that people were killed. So you would know that if people were killed, then generally it's a possibility they can come back as well. I guess if they're not dead, right? So the only person that he mentioned that wasn't killed is her. So just so you know.
Okay.
Which I guess you already got that.
I was operating, having not read the book, I was operating under the, some people do the lycanthropy thing where you get bit and you have to survive the bite. And if you survive the bite, then you come back.
Yeah. No. That's exactly it. So yeah, I was just I was saying that you right. As far as you know, I'm basically saying yeah. You from what you're saying, she's the only person that he's mentioned that has not died.
Okay,
So yeah.
gotcha.
Just in case you were going to ask if there was other people who got bit and survived. As far as you know, from every person that he's mentioned, everybody's died. I wasn't sure if that was clear.
Gotcha. All right. I say we help the man.
No, he did offer us pearls.
Do what? Oh. So I look toward real die.
There's nothing else better to do. At least we'll have maybe some warmth in this building.
Yeah, you definitely. If you had noticed, you're mostly broke. So
Eat the lobster now. Enjoy it. Chew your food. Eat slow. Chew your food.
So you've been talking for a little bit, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Crystal.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, that's right. I thought you heard. Yeah, so you've been eating for a little bit, and he can see that your glasses are getting low. So you see him come over with some fresh mugs of ale, and you can see he's hesitant. He doesn't want to like interrupt you, so he makes it clear that like he's coming before he gets too close. And he sits the mugs down at the edge of the table, and he says, "Can you help us, please?"
Blar's all for it.
And it would appear that we've made a decision to do what we can.
He kind of bows his head a little bit, and he says, "Thank the gods." He reaches into his apron and he pulls out a key, and he puts it on the table, and he says, "This key will grant you access to any place in the building. There's if you want to explore, there's our living quarters around the side. So basically, you would leave that's where he went. You would leave the building, you go up a set of stairs around that side. They're on the first floor, and back through the kitchen is the basement stairs, and the basement is where we found, well, the former owner of." And he kind of points to the shield that Akiak has.
Akiak will reach out and grab the key.
So do the rats, when they come, do they typically come from the basement, or do they come from a particular place?
He kind of like looks around, like kind of with his eyes, and he leans in. From the walls.
And they come in the night?
Every night I hear them. Every night.
You have our payment kept in a safe place, yes?
You will have your payment if you rid the curse from my dwelling.
I just want to make sure that the payment's in a safe place.
He nods.
How much longer do we have until the typical go to bed time?
I mean, it's like, it's the winter, so it got dark early. But I mean, people sleep earlier. It's almost dark. I mean, you mean like when are they going to close? They stay open like a tavern. I mean, so not for hours still.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's winter and it gets dark at 6 p.m., most people don't go to bed till 10-ish. So, I mean, do we have a couple hours or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have.
Right,
I mean, you're not going to disturb. If you want to take the time to check upstairs or whatever, then they'll wait. I mean, they're not going to.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about when they want to go to bed. He's going to keep her here until he tells you as much. He said, if you're doing this, he's going to keep his daughter safe right next to him.
Yes. So I'll tell him. I said I will look around, and I point to my mug and I tell him, I say, but if these are truly demons, as you say, and he kind of puts over his mug and he say, then I believe the ale should be on the house for the rest of the night.
He gets a little bit of a smile, which is the first time he smiled so far. And he says, sure.
So I take a fresh mug and I'll actually just excuse myself from the table and just start walking around, and I'll walk around down in the common room and just basically look to see if I see where it looks like there's any damage to the walls, where something may have been coming out or anything like that.
So there's virtually no place that there's not damage. I mean, it seems like that there's, that things are patched and then recut and then patched. Most of the walls, save the wall that separates what you find if you just kind of walk back there and look. Or maybe it's obvious, the kitchen, which is the back room. That wall, which is like an interior wall, doesn't seem to have any holes in it, but all the exterior walls do.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you were to go outside and look, you don't see any holes out there. So they're not coming from outside, as far as you can tell.
Real Day is going to go over to the fireplace and get a chair and kick his feet up and make sure the fire stays stoked up. And just stare into the flames. That's all he's going to do for right now.
Okay. Yeah. The fire is nice and warm. Drinks of ale are brought to you if you request.
No, he tells him that 1 cup was enough.
Yeah.
When Bran and Real Day leave the table, Akiak will reach out to their plates and drag them towards himself and begin to feast.
Okay. Yeah, you can eat whatever scraps are left. Once they're cleared off, they'll take them from you. The bartender will. Like I say, he stays out there more or less at the bar, just kind of waiting if any more customers come in. At least at this point. That probably takes you maybe 15 minutes to walk around the whole exterior if you want to do that, Bran. But like I say, you don't find any. What you do find is, as I described, there's a set of stairs that are external stairs would be the east side. They go up to the second floor or the first floor, depending on where you live and how you want to say it, but the floor that's above ground. And if you walk around the back of the building, there's another door that probably goes into that kitchen area. That's locked if you check it. There's some area back here behind the building that's clear that they maybe throw some of their not so much garbage, but extra barrels and stuff that are empty that maybe they're going to get rid of. They get sent back to be filled again. They're back here outside. And you don't really see, the building itself is kind of just a kind of regular wooden structure, save for the chimney from the fireplace, which is on the west, kind of near the front of the building. So I'm assuming you go back in?
Yeah, I'll make my way back in and just, I'll probably go join Real Day at the fire and just kind of say, my bet is the basement.
What happened to that young wild man that was with us? He disappeared.
Barbarians are fickle.
Yeah, you showed him that magic shield, and he's in the corner right now crying because he saw magic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like first edition where they have to destroy magic, but they'll use a sword or whatever, but they try not to use too much magic if possible. So they're definitely not going to be the first ones to grab it.
I always thought that was silly anyway.
Just like Conan. All right. So what do you guys want to do? So you've had a couple of pints and you've walked around. Now he seems to be eyeballing you a little bit like, how many beers are you going to have before you do something? But
has there been a bunch of customers come in and out like other people or not?
No, not a single person's come in the last half hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably afraid. One had to guess.
Well, you made a survey of the outline of the area. What do you think we should start?
And the outside walls seem to look okay, but the inside walls are all. I'm surprised they even hold the building up. I'm no builder of I'm no builder of taverns, but these rats do not appear to be coming from outside the building. They're coming from within, and there's only one place. If they're in the walls to go anywhere else, there's only one place they could go, and rats will burrow into the ground and into the earth. And that is why I think the basement is where we will find where they come from.
Let's go then. I think I have enough warmth now.
Yes.
Okay, you guys have this conversation. You turn around to maybe walk towards the back where the door is to walk to the kitchen to go to the basement, and you see that your friend is gone. Your other friend.
Okay.
The magic shield.
Akiak is going, you said?
Yep.
Why is everybody disappearing? I guess it's up to us then.
He sighs heavily, and he's like, well, we don't have no choice now. We'll have to, if we don't do what he asked, he'll see us having stolen his property. So, but when this is over, we'll have to find him as well. So he kind of stands up and he says, raise your old bones and let us go.
Yep, I'd be fine. Well, I guess we'll head to the basement entrance, huh?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you walk behind the bar. And when you do, he kind of walks the bartender. By the way, he would have given you his name by now, which is Zil. Zil opens the door for you. And then when you go in there, he calls for his daughter, Anesta, and he brings her out of the kitchen. And they go, if you watch them, they go by the fire. And
how does she? What is her reaction like when she walks past us? I mean, does she even look at us, or is she just like timid and keeps walking? Or
yeah, she looks almost afraid of you. She looks like she's fearful of the entire situation. Depressed. Maybe would be the best way to say it. Like she seems very sad and kind of in herself, mentally. She doesn't like eyeball you and look fearful. She just kind of keeps her head down and then walks out, almost being led by him. Cool. So you open it up and you're looking into a kitchen. So this kitchen is, you can see like a big, it's very warm in here because I got the stove going. You see big pots of water boiling. You see some lobsters in a little cage. And the potatoes kind of like half baked, ready to be warmed up for serving. Let's see what else is in here. Kitchen. Okay. So the kitchen. It's the same width. It's the whole width of the building. But it's only about 15 feet deep. So you kind of like, it's much smaller. You can see a set of stairs immediately going down to your left. You see what I said, the barrels, there's food. You also do see another door that seems like a heavy door at the far end it's on the north wall. And if you were to just walk down and check it quickly, it looks like it goes outside. You could unlock it from the inside and just look, it's barred. So you've got basically that door if you want to go outside, or you've got stairs going down, or you have food if you want to do any other exploration.
I guess we head down and find it.
Cool. All right, so you guys start to walk down you see hanging on the wall by the staircase a lantern that's unlit, and you can light it up if you want to use it because obviously it's not lit in the basement. So if you want to use that, unless you want to use your own means of light, you can start to walk down the stairs. And when you do that, the camera cuts to Okay.
Camera cuts.
You are so you open that door, you're looking into a hallway. It's about 10 foot wide by maybe like it's basically the whole length of the building. At the far end, you see let me look at my description. At the end of the hallway, you see there's like crates piled up and a couple of small crates and some bigger ones. You can kind of see what looks like one of them's open at the top. You can see there's some like linens and stuff in there. Even at this distance, which is like 30 feet away. It's I guess there's bits of twilight coming in. There's a window here, so you can see. I mean, it's not completely dark yet, we'll say. So you can kind of see your eyes have adjusted a bit, so you can't really make out too much. But on the left-hand wall, which would be going deeper into the building, there's two doors. One immediately to your left and one about maybe another 20 foot down. So you got basically a door to your left, another door about 20 foot down to the left, and another 10 foot beyond that, you have a pile of crates. What would you like to do?
This is Akiak, correct?
Yep, that's you.
Okay. Akiak will first make his way over to those lemons.
Okay.
Do they seem to be ripe and like in season?
Yes, you walk up. You can see that it looks like there's some of them are like nicer, kind of folded up nicely. And also you see kind of in that next to it, there's like a smaller crate that you can it's like partially open. And you can actually see that it looks like there's a bunch of silverware in there. Kind of almost like you could make a quick assertion that maybe they're like putting together some of them. They keep like the more expensive stuff here for whatever reason.
Oh, some silverware, nice. Okay. Akiak would like to take a small sack, and he'll put some lemons in that small sack.
Cool. You're not surprised, but as soon as you pull the first lemon, you see red beady eyes of rats. So let's roll initiative. Well, actually, what do you want to do? That's what I actually do this in the right order. What do you want to do? You see, I'll give you what's your just roll a d6. We'll do it that way to see how much information I'll give you before you roll.
Okay.
3. Okay. You see at least 3 sets of eyes staring up at you. They're red and beady. They're inside the crates, clearly. What you want to do? You're holding a sack, and so you're like silverware and a sack. And you're like, I'm sorry, linens and a sack. And you're like, oh. So what do you want to do? You're not surprised.
Okay. Okay, there is silverware in there as well.
Silverware.
I can simply he'll just kind of back up for now. He's not gonna try and really attack them or anything like that. He'll kind of back up from the lemon pile.
Do you want to go all the ways back to the door? Do you want to do a full movement, or are you going to just back up a few feet and see what happens?
Let's back up to just you said there was 2 doors. So the second door, but the one that's now closest to me. Akiak will back up just to that second door, basically.
Okay, and then you're going to wait. All right, so you move and then wait. But let's roll initiative. So it's a D6 plus if you have any bonuses. High is better. 2.
My bonus is a plus. Well, I got a 13.
You got a 13 initiative? That seems high.
It doesn't give me any defense. It gives me an attack on my missile plus 1.
Oh, so there might not be a bonus to initiative for Dexinus. Sorry, so don't worry about it. Just a straight one.
Okay, 3.
Okay, so you go first. So you're able to, in phase 1, as they say, you're able to back up and then wait, and then they come pouring out and they're going to attack you because you didn't go far enough that you're out of their range.
Okay.
All right.
So is this like a swarm?
Yeah. I mean, they're large. They're probably the size of a fat chihuahua.
Okay.
And there's 5 of them. So let's see. They are. Oh, I see. Times 5. Okay, because there's 5 of them. I'm like, why does it say times 5? Your AC is 6 because you don't have the shield up, right? So they need 14. Okay. First one misses. Second one misses. Third one hits barely. Fourth one misses. They must have been sleeping. Fifth one misses. So 5 of these things dive out, and they're basically falling over each other, trying to get to you first. And only one, probably the biggest, strongest one, pushes to the lead and gets through and bites into your leg. Roll a d6.
1.
1. Okay. Go ahead and make a saving throw. A death saving throw.
Saving throw versus death, you said?
Death / poison.
Okay. I'm using my my new dice that were gifted to me, by the way, so that's going to be working out pretty good, I guess. 18. I just rolled an 18, so.
Okay, cool. Nice. So your strong constitution helps you, and you are okay. Well, you're okay. You took 4 points of damage. So 4 hit points of damage, and that's the end of that round. So we'll roll initiative here for the next round. What do you want to do?
Run away.
You're gonna run.
Oh yeah, Akiak is definitely gonna run.
Are you gonna run all the way out the front of the door?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to do that, no problem. You okay? So they're gonna attack you basically. Go ahead and roll initiative. What'd you get?
3.
3. Okay, you're good. You beat them in initiative. You can run. And I do not believe that there are attacks of opportunity in this, so I'm not going to look it up because I don't care. So you run for the door. If you're faster than there, and you burst out the door. They chase you, but their speed is 40. Your speed is 40. You beat them in initiative, so you're going to be able to stay ahead of them. They actually don't. They only follow you, like basically out onto the platform of the stairs. And if you run down, which I'm assuming you do because you're doing full movement, they kind of stay up there and they kind of chitter, and they one or two of them kind of sits up there and stares at you, while the rest of them kind of go back. And you come running down the stairs, into the front of the building, bleeding from your wound.
Okay. Akiak will calmly walk back into the building as if nothing's happened.
Cool. So you walk back in and you see the bartender and the young girl sitting by the fire. They seem to be drinking like tea or something. And then we'll cut back to the other group. All right. So you guys you go down the stairs. And you're now into a large basement area. What is the basement description? All right, let's get my maps. Okay, so this is a very large basement area. It's the stairs kind of spiral a bit, and they go. Oh no, this is the regular basement. You go down the stairs, and you're looking at that's number 7. All right, the basement is one large chamber cluttered with crates, boxes, casks of various sizes. The foundation walls are composed of massive sandstone blocks fitted together, although they're slightly separated. So it looks like it's very ancient and kind of it had shuffled with time. Let's see. You could, so you could clearly see how rats, because rats can smush. You probably look at that, especially the huntsman, and you're like, oh, rats could definitely get through this basement, foundation. Let's see. Okay, so let me just look at the place. So it's pretty large. You're looking at you're basically on the far north end of the basement. It's about 30 feet wide by about twice that long, so about 60 feet-ish long. You've got way down in the south, you've got various crates and barrels and supplies and stuff. In the center, or almost close to the stairs, there's some crates that look like they've been smashed up, and you can actually see next to it like a small hand axe. And some nails. What you want to do?
Real Day is going to go over and then look at that hand axe. I mean, does it look usable and all that?
Yeah, it looks like it was probably recently used to smash these crates. I mean, just to, having spent some time upstairs, you probably can realize that maybe he's breaking the crates up to use them to patch up these holes in the wall. And as you're kind of looking at them, you notice something somewhat unusual. The floor of the basement is actually stone. It's big stone slabs, but right around where you're at, there's one kind of large-ish stone that seems like it's a completely different color than the rest. Like it's much, much more kind of. It's in the same tone, but it's much like of a darker red. So it looks almost like a completely different type of stone.
Yeah, Real Day will call over Brow and ask, show it to him, and he's going to try to push it. Can you push it out of the way? Does it move? Or
it's flattened to the ground. You could try to pry it up.
Yeah, he'll take that hand axe and try to pry it up.
Sure.
I've got one too, so I can help him with that.
Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, you can do that pretty easily. And when you get it under the edge of it, and you can actually see, like you're thinking these are like flagstones on the ground, so they're going to be like inches thick, but it's very thin. It's like maybe like an inch thick. So you get the edge of it up, and you kind of pull it across and slide it out of the spot, and you see that it's concealing a very old, you imagine, because it's pretty rusted, iron trapdoor in the ground. And on that trapdoor is a ring, for like pulling it up.
Yeah, I think that our good innkeep has not been exactly level with us about everything.
Likely not. But as I said, the basement. And I peer down the hole and I say, huh?
There's a trap door there. I mean, you can't see through it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a rusted trap door with the metal ring in it.
I would tell him, I say, well, if the rats are coming from here, they have a trap door and a stone to get through. Seems like it would be difficult even for large rats.
No, it's probably one of those human rats. I think it's helping them.
Surely you don't think that. Surely you don't think that people would be helping creatures such as this?
Don't be naive, young'un. I'm gonna pull up the ring. Can I pull up the ring and see if it comes up?
Yeah, you can. You need to do a test of strength.
Ooh, what is that?
Oh no, it's an extraordinary feat of strength to open it.
That's a D12, isn't it?
No, so when you look at your strength, there should be it's a D6 test. That's your regular test, but the extraordinary feat of strength is a percentile.
Oh, percentile. It says 8, so I got like 8%.
Yeah, and you can if you want to health brush, you can add it all together.
Yeah, mine's 24.
Yeah, so you can put it together and be 32.
All right.
I guess that's 8. My strength is 14, so I guess that means 8.
That sounds right.
Well, you've got to get. So I'm helping you, and I'm big and strong. So you've got to. 32 is what your target is, because he said to add mine to yours.
How did you get a 24? What is your strength?
17.
Oh wow.
Daniel rolled. I didn't roll it.
Yeah, he's
nope. 59.
Okay. Yeah, you're yanking at it, and you don't think without some kind of a tool or something. You maybe you could like hack away at the rust or whatever and spend some time doing it, but you can't. It's too hard to just pull open.
Well, so, maybe nobody's been down here lately, then, Blair.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's pretty clearly nobody's opened this in a long time. But yeah, you definitely can do it. It'll just take you some time. I mean, with some tools, if you want to hang out down here and do it, if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, down here you've got basically just supplies, crates and barrels and stuff in the corners.
Is there a key hole for it?
There is not. You imagine that you should be able to just lift it right up. It's just that it's rusted, so you're gonna have to like spend some time, chopping away at it with the hand axes, unless you have a pry bar or something.
I look at Real Die. I say, "What do you think? Shall I just chop through the door?"
No, I don't see what it would hurt. It's the easiest way. Let's make it simple.
Okay. So you're going to just take the axe and try to chop away at the rust?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take some time. Let's see. Let's roll. It'll take. All right. I mean, you're strong, so it doesn't seem like it's going to take you that long. As you start to hack away at it, you're probably ruining this guy's axe, but unless you're using your own axe, I guess. You're making some noise. Let's cut back upstairs for a second. Akiak, when you come in, the bartender he looks at you and he says, "Oh, your companions have already moved ahead down into the basement, I believe." And then you start to hear the sound of metal on metal, very, very faintly.
Yes, just as planned. Well, I shall join them now, as we had determined earlier. And Akiak will tip his hat to them, and he's going to sneak down to the basement.
Okay.
Or attempt to sneak down to the basement. Have a 5 and 12.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are banging away at this thing, and you don't notice until I guess you make yourself known that your friend has joined you. Basically, you come down. I'm assuming you were listening, Crystal. So you come down to this basement. You can see them hacking away at the rusted area around an iron door.
All of a sudden, Akiak just kind of sticks his head between you two and goes, "No, that's pretty rusted."
Indeed, it is.
I look over. So you kind of snuck in. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I actually did do an actual sneak out.
So I'm gonna be like, where the hell have you been?
I've been with you the whole time.
I look at Real Die and shake my head and do we get the rust banged away?
Yeah. So at this point, you look down and you're like, all right, I think I could probably open this now. So, I mean, with a 17 strength, you shouldn't have any problem just pulling it open.
All right, I'll try that then.
Yeah. So you yank at it and, or maybe both of you do because you don't really, how tough it's going to be. But it seems like that was more like there was an area, maybe one really stuck part that you banged away. So when you pull this thing open, Cthulhu comes. Oh, no, not yet. Hold on. All right. Let's see. The sandstone, sandstone enclosed spiral stairs is old, dusty, and cobweb filled. Maybe from another life. Some of you have flashbacks. You see that it drops down really far. Like you've got the lantern, you're kind of shining it down there. It's probably just a regular hooded lantern, so it only goes maybe 20, 30 feet. But this staircase goes at least 30 feet down into the depths. You can see there are lots of, you see some like rat poop and lots of scratches and stuff along the walls, like especially around what you would imagine, you got the thing open. You can see all kinds of scratches. And probably if you look at the bottom of the trapdoor, you can see it's very scratched, but clearly they couldn't penetrate it. So the rats didn't make their way up through here, although they did in fact try. But you're basically looking down into a deep staircase that spirals into the earth, which you won't do.
Do we go down or do we fetch the bartender or the barkeep and ask him, what in the hell is this? Or do we just deal with him afterwards?
No, I say we deal with his story after. Let's just continue on.
So I sort of like start to pat myself a little bit, and I make mention of the fact that I have no torch or lantern, and the barbarian, in his fickle nature, has run off.
Akiak picks up the lantern that you had earlier. Oh, here you go.
So I'll take the lantern in one hand, I guess, and pull my hand axe with the other, and I'll start down the staircase.
Okay, so you're gonna go first.
I mean, I'm the only fighter left.
How about the rest of you? What's the order here?
Yeah, I'll go second. Will one lantern be enough for us with light, or?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you stay together.
Yeah, because I've got a hooded lantern was part of my equipment, but no, that'll be fine. I'll go second.
Yeah, I mean, for now, I mean, like that lantern pretty much lit up, 80% of the room that you were in, depending on what you're going down into. You may want to pull a lantern out, but you don't have to do it now if you don't want to. As long as you stay within about 5-6 feet of each other, you should be fine. The lantern casts light about, well, actually, I have my chart. I have a chart. Lantern. I guess hooded, 30-foot radius. Yeah, so if you've got it in the front, Rush, you're throwing light out 30 feet in front of you, and the party's within 30 feet of you, as long as you all stay together. Yeah, and you make your way down the spiral staircase. Which
Real Day is going to proceed down with his shield on his back and holding his two-handed footman flail.
Okay, writing the flail. How about yeah.
Akiak is pulling up the rear.
Mm-hmm. Right. Are you arming yourself?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, he'll pull a dagger in each hand.
Okay. So what are you doing with that shield?
It's on my back.
With your other shield? Or do you not have another shield?
I don't have another shield.
Okay. Every single pregen always has a shield. That's why I assume everybody has a shield. But I guess you made your own character. That's why. All right. So you throw it on. That's fine. You strap it to your back. All right. You guys head down. It drops down. I mean, you're not counting, clearly, but it drops down somewhere along the line of, you would imagine in paces, like something like 70 or 80 feet below the ground. And as you emerge from the spiral staircase, your lantern light shines and fills basically the center of this very large room. Let's see. Do you see that from there? Yeah, just as you kind of like take this lantern and show it around, to the north, you're in the center of the room. You imagine. To the north, you see a couple of columns. I guess you see columns in both directions if you shut them around. And you see actually what looks to be an altar, just the edge of an altar. And it seems to have some kind of large statue on it. But if I look at the distance here, I think the statue is just out of your range. So you see the bottom of a statue. To the south, you see another staircase. And to your east and west, it kind of opens up into a room. To the south, also, you see lots of barrels and crates and stuff. Looks like some kind of storage. Although they don't look like the same kind of barrels that you saw up there. They look different. So, I mean, if you want to walk around the room more, then you can get more kind of detail. But that's pretty much what you got. So to recap, to the north, you see the edge of what appears to be some kind of a dais or an altar. To the south, you see another set of stairs going down. And kind of to the southeast and southwest, you see some what we'll call supplies. You see like crates and barrels and such. What you want to do?
Real Day will proceed, if there's enough light for all of us to maneuver around in different areas, he'll proceed to the altar.
Yeah, and if you walk up to the altar, you'll be at the edge of the light unless light follows you. I mean, there's not enough light to fill this whole room. Just like meta, because you don't know this, I guess, but the room's roughly 100 or so square foot, 100 foot square. So you're not gonna. There's not enough light. Even if there's 4 of you and you all had lanterns, you wouldn't be able to fill the whole room with light. It's pretty big. But yeah, if Rush's character that has the lantern, Bron wants to follow, then you can walk a little closer to the altar and be able to see it. You're gonna follow a little bit, Bron?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I will definitely go with him.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to walk that much further to be able to see if you don't want to walk all the way, but I will read to you what you see there. What about Akia? What are you doing? You staying by the stairs or you following the group?
He's staying back towards the kind of at the edge of the light so that he can hide if he needs to.
Okay, at the back edge of it?
Yeah, like behind the group.
Fair enough. Yeah. So if you basically more or less stay at the stairs, you'll be kind of at the back edge of the light if you just stay where you are once they move. Okay. So upon a low lying dais of pearly rose colored stone stands a 14-foot statue of, I don't know if you would know this. Nobody is religious per se, right? Everybody make a D6 roll. We'll call this one
2.
2. Okay, so you know. And you can say it out loud if nobody else sees it. It's Auroras, which is this as a Hyperborean goddess. She's carved from green soapstone. As you're looking around, by the way, as you're walking across this floor, I probably should mention this. This entire floor is covered in like rat droppings, and it smells of urine down here. So I missed the important part. The place is filthy. But as you approach the altar itself, where the dais is, all the ways up to the statue, is like there's not even a bit of dust on it. It's completely clean. There's no rat droppings on it. There's no dust, nothing. The dais itself is about 30 foot wide and about 10 foot deep. And again, she's standing on here. Its indistinct lower body is sculpted to portray swirling robes. Its head and upper body are that of a three-faced woman. One face gazes to the south, another to east and west.
Would I know what she's the goddess of, or?
Would you roll 1?
2.
2. She's a Hyperborean god. I mean, you know that the Hyperboreans are not like humans. Even though they exist, you probably met them before. They don't treat life the same way we do, so they don't really have. We do. I mean, not all humans are like this. The god. They don't really have a good or evil, I guess is what I would say. So you can't. It's not necessarily like you wouldn't be able to tell if the god was evil or not. Let me just see if it says exactly what the goddess is of, because it does not say in the module. I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have looked that up first. What did I just do? I think I just quit. Apparently hitting Command Q quits everything. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So she is a deity of chaos associated with the aurora, stars, meteor showers, comets, sorcery, and witchcraft. Yeah. So she's basically a magic, the goddess of magic and chaos.
Well, maybe the tavern owner is not too far off. Maybe there is some type of demon or devil worshiping going on, and I share with them who the goddess is and all that.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely can do that. I mean, you definitely knew about her. Beyond that, as you're kind of looking past the statue, the walls behind it have these like heavy red velvet curtains kind of going from floor to ceiling. And as you're kind of shining the lantern up to see like how high it is, the ceilings in here are something like 30 feet tall. So you see these like gigantic curtains, and right around, all around where like they're on the sides of the altar, like very close to the altar, they're like nearly perfect. And as you start to like shine the lantern to the sides, you're seeing like the bottoms of them kind of like rotted and with all the like rat poop and stuff and destroyed. So like the curtains themselves are like, they're starting to fall apart, but the closer they are to the altar, the more kind of intact and beautiful they look. So what you want to do? Am I alone here?
No, I was waiting to see what Braun and them said.
Okay. Everybody go.
I think he's muted.
Akiak is still back at the stairs.
Rush, are you muted?
I'm gonna have to switch to my headset here in a minute because I've got some chatter going on that's making it hard for me to pay attention. So,
Well, do you want to take 5 minutes to do that now, and we can take a break?
yeah, actually, if you don't mind, can we do that?
It's around that time. Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back and see, how quickly you all die. I mean, how you solve this puzzle. Okay. Okay, switch this. All right. You guys back?
I don't know about the other guys, but I am.
All right.
Yeah.
So
It's
let me
about
catch
time the rest of us show up.
Okay,
Lovely.
let me explain what happened and while we're waiting. Okay, so basically, you guys took on the task to rid this place of the rats. they explored. You've been given free reign to explore wherever, and they went down into the basement. And some searching found basically an ancient. They moved to Flagstone and found an ancient trapdoor, which they then pulled open with some effort, and have gone down the spiral staircase. And you're currently standing in a temple, about 80 feet or so under the ground. It seems like some ancient temple of a Hyperborean god of magic. That's pretty much it. So you can be here, whatever. We'll just assume you're here the whole time because there was actually nothing. Nobody would have died. So there's no reason why you couldn't have just been there.
Yeah, you see, you hear like some foot stomping in the background, and my character finally joins you guys. And says,
I basically had you crying in the corner because you saw a magic item. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Tony's back. We're just waiting on Rush. So just to give a quick, while waiting for Rush, I'll give you a quick.
Yeah,
so you're in this temple.
some stuff that we need to do tomorrow because.
Well, Michelle's here.
We've got.
Yeah, that's why I had to switch my headset.
So.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, it's Rush here," and all of a sudden I heard Michelle, which is funny. And I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
she's like literally right there.
you know, we got to get you like a cubicle divider, like they have."
I know.
So just to summarize, because Young's back, his character fumbles down the stairs and joins you, Sinto. So you are currently you've walked a few paces away from the central staircase in this large room. The floor is covered in like rat droppings and urine. It stinks down here, but there's this altar, along this northern wall with this goddess statue on it. That altar is completely clean and clear of any disturbance. There's some kind of, now they're close to the walls. You can see the walls are covered in these like beautiful, well, they were beautiful at one point, velvet curtains, some 30 feet tall, covering all the walls, but they are all the walls you can see anyways, the north wall. But the bottoms of them are deteriorated and torn up clearly from the rats. So, what do you guys want to do? Oh, I should also mention, which I don't know why it's not right at the very beginning, but I just remembered. On this altar, as you're kind of looking around, right at the foot of the altar, you see, though they're now rusted and nearly disintegrated, there's chains, like manacles.
So exactly so Tony looked at the altar.
Yeah, you guys walked up. I mean, I don't know if you went all the ways up, Bran, but everybody's name is now moved out of my view, so I have to. Okay, I got a screenshot. So I don't know if you moved all the way up, Bran. You had to move up a little bit so that Riddell would be able to see, but Riddell walked pretty much right up to the altar, I guess, more or less within 10 feet of anyone to see all this. You could be, anywhere from right next to him to up to 20 feet back and still be throwing the light on the altar. So, and the Crystal's character, who is Akyak, is standing by the stairway, kind of now in the dim light. Like you probably can barely make him out now. And I guess the Barbarian's standing back there as well. Avi. Arby.
That's right.
And what are the he looked at the altar. What are the exits from the room again? I did, and I do apologize. But
when you first came down the spiral staircase in the center of the room, you did see another set of stairs to the south. But this room is so large that you haven't been able to see all the walls, so you don't know if there's any other walls. Because the stairs that go down weren't all the way at the southern wall. They were kind of like set in the center of the room. So basically, from where you are, you haven't seen any other except for the stairs that you came down, and another set of stairs going.
Ooh, I got an updated ring,
and another set of stairs going. I just leave that one on. Yeah, now I've confused myself by saying it like that. Start over. The room is square. You came down a set of stairs in the center. You saw a set of stairs to the south, though they weren't all the way to the southern wall. Then you walked north and you see this altar. You haven't seen any other exits because you haven't covered all the walls. You can't see the whole room. It's pitch dark in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to walk along the walls, then you can look further.
That's what I would like to do. I'd like to start I'd like to go like to the. So we went to the north where the altar was. So I'm assuming that was up against a wall.
Exactly. The statue with the altar is up against the wall. You do see, like I say, shackles there. So if anybody wants to, get shackled to the altar, or you can do that.
No, I think I'm good. But I'll turn right at the altar and just start trying to make a circle around the room to get the layout.
Okay, sure. So you walk, past the altar. I'm assuming everybody's following, more or less, or are you staying by the stairs?
We got 2 lanterns. I have one, and I think.
I need to get some updated food though. Do I have updated food?
And
Raquel has a lantern.
No, I never lit mine. I'm carrying a 2-handed weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's up to them. I'll turn to everybody and I'll say I'm going to try and get a layout of this room, and I'm going to start moving along.
Okay.
I'll stay within 10 feet of them.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, Akiak's got a shield that lights up too, though, right? We all know about that.
Firmly placed on his back.
So part of it was my battles, and part of it was.
If you want, I can light my torch.
I flew in straight lines to get to where I needed to go.
Yeah.
You have torches? You can light a torch.
There you go.
Far be it from me to tell a barbarian what to do.
Good choice. He lights it up. He lights it up and brings up the rear.
Okay, so you're going to follow the group. I mean, do you want to stay with them? Because it's basically a giant room. You can stand where you're at least from what you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go along with the rest of the guys.
So what about Akiak?
I have a question real quick. I just remembered, and I'm trying to look it up in the rules now. Can't you actually use your hand while wielding a small shield?
You could hold a shield on your arm and use your hand to hold a torch, let's say, but then you wouldn't get the effect of the shield.
Right. So
you can technically have it on your arm if you want, but yeah, it won't count as a.
Okay, so let me ask this. So, like on the daggers, if I'm throwing them, my speed is 3-2. Do I get that speed if I'm wielding a shield, a small shield? Still?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you can only really throw 3-2 daggers if you have a bunch of them ready to throw, because it takes time to pull a dagger out.
Yeah, I have 3 daggers.
You have to have them in your hand to be able to do it. Yeah.
That's why I had 2 in my hand to begin with.
I'm not going to take that look through, but I mean, realistically, like you wouldn't be able to. I mean, how many daggers have you got?
I got 3.
Yeah. So I mean, you could have 2 in your hand and then 1. I mean, you only throw 1 the first round, but you wouldn't be able to draw 2 daggers to throw them.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. But like, I can't have 2 daggers in my hand and also have a small shield equipped, right?
You can have the shield on your arm. It won't give you armor class bonus because you're not using it.
Yeah.
So let's say if you won initiative and threw the daggers first, then you could use the shield to defend yourself. If you didn't win initiative and you didn't throw the daggers, then you wouldn't do it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right. So then Akiak would take that shield and he'll go ahead and put it on his arm.
Okay, lights up.
Okay, it lights up.
You got about 5 foot glow in front of you.
He didn't like that. Does anyone else have a small shield?
I do not.
Yeah, I've got a wooden shield.
Okay, then Akiak will walk up to Bran. He'll go over to Bran and say, "This seems better than a torch," and he'll hand him the shield. He's going to carry it. I don't know.
I'll say,
You can pay me for it later.
So I hand back the lantern then that you gave me, and
then he turns and hands that lantern to Arvi.
and
says, "Here you go. It's a gift. You can pay me for it later."
The barbarian looks at you with one hand with a lit torch and the other one holding a bastard sword, and he just glares at you and says, I am not going to need that.
He'll take the lit torch from you and offer you the lantern. If you let him, of course.
No, I mean, he just, reels it back and says, don't touch my torch.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, Akia will he'll put the lantern out and he'll put it in his backpack.
There you go.
And I now have a lantern.
And I'll continue looking around the room using the new very fine shield.
Well, the shield is wonderful, but it only sheds light in 5 feet. So you got a tiny little bit of light sitting in front of you after you just put out a 30-foot glow of a lantern.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
So I said it.
I know. I'm sure you did.
Lanterns and shields all of a sudden. It's like,
all right.
Okay, so you put up those. Now you're standing there. Luckily, the torch lights up the room. So,
all right, we'll just use the torch. I'll motion for the barbarian to come with me. I'll say, "Come on, let's get this done."
Okay, so you walk to the right.
I need to see these walls.
Yeah, so you're following the you can see with the torch because that's 30-foot range, unlike the shield. That that northern wall is, like I said, covered in these draperies, and you follow it. It doesn't, the torch is going on in front of you. So you don't have to walk very far. You walk another 15 feet or so, and you start to see the edge of a corner. So you can kind of mark that out. You turn, maybe you walk a little closer to it. You turn and then start heading south, essentially marking that wall out. And about, let's see, about maybe like another 20 feet you walk south, you can see that the curtains themselves end, but the wall continues, of course. And just beyond that, you actually see an archway, that you could walk through, like a door, basically, but it's not a door; it's an archway.
And it's in which wall?
It is in the east wall.
The east wall.
So the east wall, about half. You imagine about half to 3/4 the way down from the north. Okay. It's hard to say because you can't see the whole room.
All right, so I'll say up. And then
you see this, and at this point, when you see that because remember when you first came in. I told you when you looked around at the lantern, you could see kind of in the southeast area there were lots of there was. I'll read it to you. It's better for me to describe it. But there's basically like crates and boxes and stuff there. You can see those. You're near those now, but you're a little bit further to the east, I guess.
Okay.
So this casks. They look like they might have had wine in them because they're marked as such. And there's a few crates kind of sitting here, in the room that you can see from where you are. If you look into that archway, you're looking down into a corridor that's like maybe 20-ish feet long. So you kind of stick the torch in there to see it better. And you can see that about 10 foot in, there's a door on the north wall. And directly across from that, there's like another archway going south. But unless you walk in, you can't really see into it.
But I can't see the end of the hallway, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you walk in a little bit, you see the end of the hallway. I mean, it's basically right at the edge of your torchlight. So if you just step in a tiny bit, you can see it.
Does it just dead end, or does it go to a door? Dead ends. Okay.
Dead end. So you got door to the north, you got archway to the south. Both of them about halfway down the corridor.
All right, and then we got crates and stuff in the southeast corner.
Yeah, of the main room, right?
Right. So I guess I'm going to keep going around. I want to get the layout of the entire room.
Okay. So if you don't want to go to like where the crates are, because it's like a whole area of crates, you just want to walk around.
I'll snap my fingers and I'll call over to Akiak and I'll point to the crates and kind of like I'll have like I'm assuming that Arby's torch should light them up. And I'll say,
I mean, if you walk kind of right to the edge of them, you can start to see the southern wall.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And I was going to mention to Akiak that I'm sort of guessing that he's a trickster type, and I'll say, do you want to look and see if there is wine or perhaps something else in these boxes?
No, there might be rats in there.
We have a barbarian.
Harvey, you want to see if there is wine or something in that crate over there?
Sounds good. All right, I'll check it.
Come with me. I need your torch.
All right, Blar. Right behind you.
So we go along the south wall.
Okay. I mean, do you want to walk all the way to the wall, or do you want to stay outside the area?
Well, just far enough that we can see the wall. I mean, I don't have to literally follow the wall down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to climb through the crates to get to the wall. Advantage being that if there's something, in the wall behind the crate, you'd be able to see it.
Right now, I'm just interested in the layout of the room, and then we'll decide.
All right, so then you turn basically to the west and you start walking, and you walk a little bit and you start to see those stairs that you saw when you first came in. So you see the stairs in the center of the room, which is a spiral staircase, and then in the south on the south wall there's a set of stairs. They don't start at the wall. They kind of start in the middle of the room, so you have to kind of go around them, otherwise you'd fall in basically.
Okay, which way do we want to go?
Okay.
Down or
And I
up?
mean, if you take a quick peek down those, because I'm assuming that you would, it smells like as soon as you get near it, you can see the stink of urine and crap, and you see rat poop covering the stairs and stuff. And then you go past that, and you're kind of in another area where there's a lot of crates and barrels and stuff. This though, they extend further from the wall than you can imagine because you can't see the wall when you're standing at the edge. You'd have to like dig through to get to the wall if you want to see where this wall is. Or you can go like further north around them and go,
True.
if that makes sense. They're filling that whole corner. Then they extend out more than 30 feet.
Okay.
And you're pretty close to them. Let me give you a little description. The boxes and casks do not seem to fit a temple environment, which I guess is probably pretty obvious. They look pretty old, as noted. Let's see. Yeah, and there's casks, and you can definitely see that they were at one point had wine and stuff in them. You don't know if they still do without further investigating. And the cases, the crates, you don't know what's inside. It could be any number of things. Could be some linens.
Let's quiet down just a moment. I think I hear something.
I wondered
And then he concentrates and listens for movement
It's like,
of creatures or
I've
anything
been in
like
this
that.
instance for 15 years. I'm ready to leave.
Okay. Fair enough. Let me see. What's your you have a skill for that,
If
right?
he is, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have a very specific barbarian skill for that, right? Yeah. Or you just want to listen in general?
Hold on a second.
You do actually. I think the barbarian has a listen skill.
If he's getting everyone to be quiet, and he says he hears something, I can do discern noise in a 4 out of 12.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you don't. You just have a regular chance. You don't have a special. Listen. Okay. So
He has alertness, -1 chance of being surprised. So,
that's only if you're by yourself. Okay.
yeah.
So, or with other people that have it, which is not half these people here. All right. Let's see. Let me roll yours first because you asked first. And we'll roll them. Yeah, you're listening. You can actually, you don't hear much, Ari. But Akiak, you hear some like scurrying that sounds like it's coming from inside maybe the walls or around you. I mean, you're in the dark, so it's hard to place exactly where it's coming from. Could be from the edges of the walls to the south and east. To the south and west, I'm sorry. That's where you're standing.
I thought I heard something, but maybe not. What about you? Did you hear anything, Akiak?
Hey, Artie, shine your torch around that wall.
He turns and shines the light on that wall.
Yeah, I mean, the torch doesn't quite reach that far.
I don't know, these crates, they give me the creeps. I think I'm gonna bash one open. I bet we're gonna find some rats in there.
Maybe there's a secret door in the wall. Try knocking on the walls.
You're not near
Walls.
the wall.
No, these crates. He goes near one and then kicks it. But he doesn't kick it strong enough so that it would bust open.
Oh, hell.
Okay, so you kick a rotted crate. It more or less collapses into dust. I mean, you're all expecting it, so I'm not going to roll for surprise. As you hear the scurrying of rodents, you don't see them yet because clearly they're inside the debris. But what does everybody want to do? I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go in order and ask you what you want to do, and then we'll resolve it all once we roll initiative. So, Tony, what is?
How far is this noise from us, roughly? Would we say?
It's coming from the pile of stuff in front of you. You would say anywhere from 10 foot to maybe 20 feet. you would guess. I mean, it's hard to really say.
Yeah, he's not going to move or nothing. He's just going to, whatever my name is, real day. He's just going to ready his flail as one runs towards him if they do.
Okay, so you're going to defend yourself if one charges against you. Fair enough. How about Akyak?
Is there anywhere that he can attempt to hide?
Yeah, you could run out of the light, go to the east.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay.
I have a 5 and 12 of hide.
Okay, sure. And how about oh man, I hate how people move as you speak, so it throws all the I'm just gonna go another way. I get used to this new system, sorry guys. Bron, what do you want to do?
So when he hears the scurrying, he's just going to pull his hand axe. I mean, he's got this new shield now, so he's just going to pull the hand axe and stand shoulder to shoulder with RV.
Okay. RV, what are you doing?
RV's going to brace himself and then attack the one that comes closest to him.
Okay, so you're all basically the three of you are waiting for them to come to you.
Are they? How many are there right now?
You can't see them. You don't see anything.
Okay.
I wanted to also.
You hear things moving. That's all you got. And Akyak is running into the darkness.
Oh.
I also wanted to make clear that I do have both of my daggers in case that wasn't clear from earlier because I was moving stuff around.
What you're doing with the musical chairs, I have no idea what exactly you have because you were moving. I hand him this. I take this from this person. So
Okay, I have both of my daggers out. I have 2 daggers out.
I feel like I was on one of those like street corners where they have the 3 cards and they're like, watch to see what's going on here.
Pick the middle.
There's an elaborate use of moving light around in my life.
Always pick the middle.
Okay.
RV sets the torch down so that it's actually on the ground. Thinking that rats are probably afraid to approach too close to the fire.
Okay, so we're gonna roll initiative, but you're gonna put the torch down, or are you getting ready to be attacked?
Getting ready to be attacked, I guess.
Okay. Because it matters, because if you're putting the torch down, then you might not be ready. All right, so let's roll initiative. I'm gonna, since you smashed it, Young, you can roll it. Just roll a d6.
6.
6. Okay. All right, so you wait phase 1 because they don't come out because you beat them initiative, and then they rush out on their turn. And since you're all waiting for them, well, actually, phase 1 also Crystal's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gone. I lost my d12 though. I lose d12. Okay, I'll use another one. Weird. Okay. Yeah, so you shot off into the shadows. You did that as soon as like everybody else was like, brace yourselves, and then you shot off in the shadows, and there was some scurrying sounds, and everybody was waiting, and then they come charging out, and there's this is d12. 6 of them. And they come pouring out at you guys. So since you won initiative, they move to you, and then you can attack. So there's basically 2 on each of you. We'll just say to make it easy. And if you don't care, I'm just going to go in order for me to make my life easier, which is Radal. You have 2 rats that just charged on you.
And of a larger size, you say, or?
Oh yeah, they're big. These rats are. Let's see. They're probably the size of like a small dog, like bigger than a Chihuahua, but like not like a hunting dog, but like a little dog, like a.
So they're basically ROUS, right?
That's right. No, not quite. They're as big as a sack of flour.
Is this attack rate 3-2 or would it be 3-1?
Oh no, you don't have that. That's only fighters, right? Did your character have that?
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was all any fighter subclass.
No, only actual fighters. That's what I was pointing out.
Okay.
I see it on mine.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, there's a thing that fighters have that double their attacks when they're fighting low hit dice creatures. But only straight fighters have that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's the first round you attack, second round.
Yeah, so 1 and then 2 on the second round. I'll try to hit one of them with this flail then. Let's see. Armor class 7.
That hits.
Oh wow, that'll be 4 damage in.
And you smash it into smithereens.
Wow.
You flail. You mightily flail the first rat, and its dead body flies back into the mess of rubble. Not rubble, it's crates rather. And let's go to the next person, which is Akyak. You're hiding. So you get there, you find a spot that you think is good, and you kind of crouch down, and you see these rats charge out, and immediately Redal smashes one into a pulp. So you're hiding, so that's good. And then Bran, one's charging up on you. You can attack if you want. You also have attack rate 3 too, I believe. Unless you're using your non-mastered weapon.
Yeah, well, my master weapon is a longbow, which is probably not very good to try and use.
Then you're 1-1 then.
Yeah, so it'll be 1-1. So you said one's attacking me?
Yep, there's 2 on you.
2 on me. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try and get the one that was on will die. All right. So
Shoulder to shoulder and 6 rats just poured out. So basically they're attacking.
Okay, 6 rats. All right. So I'm just going to swing at the ones that come out. I'm probably going to be like, oh, and take a swing at one. So I'll do that. Yes. I rolled I rolled a 1. Attack.
No fumble, so yeah. You swing wildly. Probably maybe you're more afraid of rats than you remembered.
Yes.
You're like, oh, I thought he was exaggerating.
I'm not used to using a shield, and it got in my way.
Right.
That's the ticket.
That's what it was. And finally, Arby.
Arby. Ooh. It's armor class 2.
Well, it definitely hits.
And he does 10 points of damage.
You got to appreciate a barbarian. Okay.
I think he killed it.
That's not at all overkill. As you swing through.
And he shouts, it's like, just rats. Bran, they're just rats, all right? And looks at you and shoots a nasty glance at Bran.
Yes, you cut through one of the rats and it's dead. Okay, so now there's the rats are going to attack you guys. Let's see. Dell killed one. So your AC is 6, so they need 12 to hit you. Okay. Oh, 17. Riddell, you get bit by one rat. It's a vicious. Yep. Oh, Jesus, 4 points of damage. That D4 is deadly.
That will put me to 0.
Oh, okay. You fall unconscious from the rat bite. Okay. There are 2 rats on Bran. Oh, Jesus. One hits. The second one hits. Whoosh. Maybe I shouldn't use
Nice.
that. We don't have a TPK here. Although Chris's character is going to run. 2 points and 3 points.
Ow!
Yeah, that was pretty serious. And finally on the barbarian, there's the low roll. 2 misses. Okay, next round. What do you guys want to do? You see one of your allies fall. You can't do anything but lay there, Tony, unfortunately.
All right.
What about Akyak? What are you doing? You're hiding.
Brandon still owes him for that shield. And there's 2 rats on him, right?
There are 2 rats on Brian. Yep.
Okay. So Akiak will, if he throws a dagger, does he risk hitting Bran?
Yeah, if you miss, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
In the melee. Well, actually, no, I don't think you can do it at all because, well, you can do it, but you have a pretty big chance because you backed off into the shadow. You're probably medium range, which means that you'll have an equal chance of hitting anybody in the combat. You have to be short range in order to actually target somebody with a missile and be there. So you have to move back into the light, which means you wouldn't be hiding anymore.
Okay. I'll try and sneak up behind one of the rats that it's on brand. Would that be possible?
I don't think you can really do that. I mean, yeah, I guess you can. They're not paying attention to you. Sure. Why not?
Okay, that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and sneak
come-
attack one of the rats. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
can,
Circle
Yeah,
back.
backstab that rat.
I mean, why not? It's back. Okay. How about Bran?
So I'm going to cry out in pain because I've been severely injured, and I'm just going to start swinging wildly at the two rats in front of me.
And you get 2 attacks because it's the second round.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you got no, you don't. You have the hand axe. Sorry, you don't.
Yes. All right. So that time I got a 15, which
I'm sure that
is
Their AC is 7.
4.
That definitely hits. Yeah, their AC is 7.
Okay, so
we haven't done initiative yet, have we?
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Or
Sorry.
do,
Thank you. Sorry. Right, we got to get used to that. You can say that there, Rush. Don't worry about it. We're just talking about actions first because we don't know who won initiative. Avi, what are you gonna do?
Harvey's going to continue to attack.
Okay, perfect. Now we roll initiative. So I'm gonna do what we usually do and go around in a circle. So Rush, roll this time. D6. Oh, they got a 1.
I got a 3.
All right, perfect. They got a 1. So you're gonna go first. So you did your attack. Do some damage.
So it should be D6 plus 2 is what it says. 8 points of damage.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
So I cleave this rat. I'm like, and I look over at RV and I go, like that?
Just like that. I like what you just did.
Okay. Let's see. Crystal's moving silently. All right. You creep up behind the rat. Because when you're moving, hiding or whatever, you move at half rate. You're not gonna be able to attack this round, but you sneak up behind it as far as you know. And Arby.
Harvey's going to swing his bastard sword again.
You get
2 attacks. And let's see, 8. That's a miss.
Oof. Okay.
Second attack. Ooh, natural 20.
Nice. I mean, you critted it, but it just does extra damage. I'm sure you're gonna kill it.
Well, I don't know. He does 4 points of damage. Does he do anything else? I mean, how much extra damage do I do?
Well, roll a d6.
D6. 3 more.
No. So you do 2 times damage. So you get to roll your damage dice twice.
Okay.
But it only has 3 points, so it's dead.
Okay, so 4. So
Okay.
4 and 4, that's 8 points of damage?
You're just trying to kill it more than he killed it. Is that what you're trying to do?
Okay.
I see what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, you splatter it. Yes, it's dead. Okay, so there's that one on you. There's one on Bran, and there's none on you anymore because there's one on Bran, and there's one that was on the fallen body of Riddell. And the 2 that are up are going to go for. So you didn't succeed in your sneaking, so they might turn around and bite you, Akya. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this. I'm going to roll a d3 to see if they go after. So the first one's either going to attack. Bran or Akyak. 15 on the die. It's attacking Akyak. All right, so you get that hits you. What's your AC? 6. 15 hits AC 5, so that should hit you.
Yep.
Just 1 point though. So you make a tiny bit of noise, or at least noise loud enough for a rat to hear. And at the last second, as you get behind it, it spins around and just like kind of just barely scratches you, just to kind of defend itself. The next one is going to go after the barbarian with a 3 on the die, misses completely. Okay, so there's 2 of these things left. You guys have them kind of surrounded. So what are we going to do? We got Akyak. What do you want to do this round? You're kind of in melee now.
I guess I'll just stab the rat that's in front of me.
Okay, you just with one dagger.
I mean, I'm no longer I'm in melee now, so guess I have to.
I mean, you can fight two-handed. It just takes just as minuses to it.
No, I'll just try and hit with one.
Okay. Okay. How about Brown? You got one in front of you. It's actually currently attacking your friend.
I'm going for it.
Okay, and Arvi, I'm assuming you're going to keep attacking.
Yeah, he's going to attack the one that Akiak is engaging.
Okay, perfect. I mean, there's one engaged with you, but you're just going to step past it, and I mean, they're all in a circle. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, I'll just attack the one that's closest to me then.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. You could do if you want to be a brave hero. I appreciate that. So you can attack Akiaks. All right. So Crystal, roll initiative. Oof, they got a 1 again. That dies not. 4. Okay, you guys go first. Go ahead and go. Crystal, make your attack on the one that you're attacking.
I hit armor class 6.
That hits.
For 3 points of damage.
Dead. You swing your dagger down and successfully kill the rat. I mean, you're attacking the same one, Young. So, do you want to kill it more? You go ahead and make your roll.
No, I want to attack the one that's still alive.
You can't change your attack. No,
Okay.
you can't change your attack. That's
All right, here we go. And I rolled 17. That hits. Actually, AC 0 because it's got.
So it might be unclear who killed it.
And he also does 8 points of damage.
Nice. So you guys cut this rat in half, the both of you, which is probably fairly impressive, except that Brown's fighting the other one. So Brown.
I was attacking the one that was on brand because I specifically said earlier I was going to sneak attack that one.
Hey, because I owe it for the shield.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know that. But it's still Brian's turn. It's a small enough space. Basically, you attacked that one. The barbarian reached over and attacked the same one because he wanted to attack the one that was on you. I very clearly asked if that was the case. You can attack the one that was currently attacking the barbarian if you want, Brian.
Yeah, all right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3 rolls, I've had a critical fail and a critical hit.
So you got a crit?
Yeah, I rolled a 20. I don't know if they have crits.
They do. I mean, you probably don't need it, but if you really roll a d6.
I got a 1 for damage, so it's 3.
You do. Roll a d6. Oh, it's +3. Then you definitely can.
No, it's +2, so it's 3 total.
It's enough. But the way that you do it, just so we know, because we're going to be using the system more, might as well do it. You roll a d6.
Oh, okay. 3. That's
Okay, and I look at the chart here, and you're a fighter type, so you do 2 dice of damage. So you roll your damage dice twice, then add your strength.
Oh, they got their own crit table?
That's right. And fighters do better than somebody else.
Awesome.
Yep. Fighters are badass in the system. Thank God, because every other system.
Yeah, I just love crit tables.
All right, so how much damage did you do? More than 3. Guessing.
I did exactly 3. Well, if you rolled it, yeah. So
if you want to try to do more than the 10 that the barbarian did, but I don't think you can possibly do that at this point. So
yeah, I'm good.
All right, that's good. All right, so you take out the last one that was biting at the barbarian's feet. That was kind of a weird, like crossed sword thing. Then you were like, oh, there's one back here, and you killed that one. And you notice laying on the ground next to you is your kind of roughly breathing roughly is your friend Riddell. You're not dead at 0 in this. You're just unconscious. So a strong splash of whiskey or slap on the face or something will wake him up if you want.
Arby goes up right next to him and says, Riddell, get up, you silly old man. He slaps him around a couple of times.
Yeah, so Riddell, you look up. Go ahead, sorry.
I don't know what smells worse, your breath or the rats.
Well, I would say rats are definitely worse. My breath doesn't stink. What are you talking about? And he checks his own breath, goes,
yeah, it's pretty stinky.
Yeah, They're about even, I would say.
I go help him get up off the ground. I'm like,
So you're basically at 0 hit points, which means you can kind of converse and walk and stuff, but you really can't do much else. That's officially by the rules. But since we're almost done with the module, we'll just say that you can go to 1 hit point just for today.
All right.
Nice. But typically what would happen is you're not dead at 0. You can get up and walk around. If you went negative, then you wouldn't even be able to. You'd just be unconscious and nobody would be able to do anything for you, until you healed a bit. But we'll say at 0, you can get up and walk around, but you're at 1 basically. So if you go down, you're likely going to be out for several days. Okay, so you do that. There's some dead rats. Let's see.
So, Blar would basically, after helping Real Day get up and get dusted off, I would say, well, and I'd motion to the staircase that smells so bad. I'd say, I dare to guess that the source of this problem is going to be at the bottom of those stairs.
Yeah, more rats. It's the stairs. It's full of rat turd. It's all slippery, too.
So everybody roll a d20.
I got 3.
14.
I also got a 3.
9.
Okay, so Riddell, I guess maybe because you were maybe where they're having this discussion, you're kind of catching your breath. You see that where this crate got kicked over, where they came scurrying out, some more crates fell over, and you see the glint of gold. And you kind of see there's a little sack that looks like it fell on the ground out of one of these crates. It fell open, and you see a glint of gold.
Yeah, it's like gold coins.
It looks like a part of a statue.
Oh, yeah, he'll reach down and pick it up then and hold it up where everybody can see if it's a statue.
Yeah, so you reach down and pull this statue. It's a statue of Cthulhu with a K. What you know is a chaotic type god. But when you pull it out, you hear some jingling, and you see that actually in the sack was also a few silver. Actually, not just a few silver and some electrum coins. So this statue is quite old and looks pretty damn valuable. And of course, the electrum and silver, if you want to pick it up, is also valuable.
Well, this probably could pay plenty of our bills for the next few months, but it would seem that Centus wants to continue down and finish the rats. I don't know if I'm up to it, but
RV takes a look at that statue and says, I heard that people go crazy over that kind of stuff. Looks at Cthulhu.
Blar would look forward, and of course he's got a gaping bite wound as well. And essentially Blar and Rildai both are at 1 hit point.
So just so you know, mechanically, before you make decisions, I think is where we're going. You can, if you leave now, you could go and rest up because you can heal by resting. So it's you don't have to. You can come back another night if you want. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah, I think that Blar would say, I think we should bandage these wounds and possibly come back in a night's time. I don't know that I could take it much more. And our old friend here, he's going to have problems as well. And that would just leave the two of you. And I'm in no shape to help you like this. What do you say?
Give relish. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, gameplay wise, Daniel, would that heal us back up to full or?
Yeah, if you get if you do a basic rest, you heal 1 hit die, so you'd be able to roll your hit die and heal it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Then back in game, sure. Real Day would be for that to go rest up for 1 day or evening or whatever, and then come back the next night.
Yeah, I mean the only downside is that you opened up an ancient temple in the ground.
Akiak is hiding how badly he's actually hurt because he wasn't around when he got hurt the first time. So he's like, well, if you all need the rest, then we certainly could rest.
RV whines. He says, come on, but these are just rats. We could step on them. Are you sure you got these from the rat bite? You sure you didn't hit yourself while swinging wildly? And he points at the wounds that these guys share.
Well,
look
why
at my
don't you run
wound.
on down the stairs then, and when you start running back up, we'll see if we can catch you.
Well,
Look at
I
the-
ain't stupid. Yeah, let's go up there and rest. Come back another night.
I'll say we'll come back in a night's time, and when we are finished, I will buy you the largest steak they serve.
I'll hold you to that, you know. The largest.
I wouldn't dare go back on my word with the likes of you, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna just try to make your way back out. Yeah, fair enough. So you work your way back up those sandstone stairs, and again, you can see scratches and all this other stuff on the staircase as you're going up into the ground. And there's some rat poop at the bottom, but as you get closer, clearly the rats never were able to penetrate that iron trap door. So as you come up through it into the main basement, you could pretty easily close it again if that's what you choose to do. Putting you back into that regular basement. That's again is more like just as supplies from the inn. And I guess if you just going to keep going, you come back up, and you out of the basement. And you see them sitting by the fire, and they look at you, and they can see, maybe that you're wounded, and they look and they say, "Did you do it? Did you rid us of the evil?"
Almost. We have to rest tonight, and we will go back tomorrow and finish the job.
On the way back up, Arby would have taken at least one, mangled body of those rodents as a proof.
Okay.
Yeah, so he just, throws it down on the table and says, "Yeah, we killed a few. I'm sure there may be more."
Took a mistake.
The girl screams and is repulsed by the fact that you just threw a dead rat down on the table, and the innkeeper looks at you kind of sternly, and he says, "People need to eat here. I appreciate that you're helping us, but let's have some civilization. Let's be a little more civilized."
Sorry about that. And he looks kind of embarrassed, but not too much.
So he basically takes the rat. He says, "Take the rat and throw it into the ocean. I don't want that filth in here, please." But he says, "I can set you up here. We'll close the inn and we'll set you up for the night where you can rest."
He obliges.
Blar's already making his way upstairs.
Well, not up in
Limping.
the bedroom, in the inn. Not the inn, I'm sorry, the tavern. You go upstairs, he's like, no, that's where we sleep. You sleep here in the tavern.
Oh. I turn around and limp back down the stairs.
Unless you'd like to wed my daughter. She's a good catch.
Excuse me? The 19-year-old RV, his ears perk up.
Well,
we can discuss that later.
Okay. All right. So you can set yourself up in the tavern itself, and I guess do you want to keep watches and stuff?
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
All right.
He did mention that the rats come in the night, so
He did. So let's see.
hopefully that won't happen.
Before we head to get out to get some sleep, Akiak will say to Rodai, I would hate for you to be cursed by the likes of such a statue. Let me hang on to it for you, so that you do not take such a rest.
Thank you for the offer, but I've suffered far worse curses in this life than some statue. And I cinch it even tighter in my backpack.
Yeah. So by the way, Tony, which I can actually send you if we introduce these characters more, along with the statue you in that same sack, if you scoop that all up, was 96 silver pieces and 246 electrum. So you got a little cash going on in your bag.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's see how the dice treat you all. Because I'm nice, I'll just do 3 rolls for the whole night.
Flicking in my eyebrows.
I don't know if it applies, but he's got something called alertness.
Yep.
-1 chance of being surprised.
Yep, that's only if you're with other people that have it, though.
Okay.
I have it.
Unfortunately, yeah, but well, I guess if you're up on watch by yourself, then I'll say that's fun. Yeah. So yes, good. You both have it. So if either one of you two are on watch when this happened, so let's see. Without knowing, since you don't know when this happened, give me your watch schedule. Who's first?
RV would take the first watch.
Okay, how about second?
Real Day would want to go last because I mean he's hurting so bad he definitely would fall asleep, so he would probably go last.
Well, I'm assuming that you didn't even do a watch at 0 hit points.
Okay.
Because I would just said 3 watches. Sorry, I should have said that. I mean, I made an assumption because at 0 hit points, you're really supposed to be like not functional.
I mean, I've got one, so I guess I'll do. I would probably want to do the early one.
So the one after the barbarian. So second watch.
Yeah, I guess if the first one's not available.
And Akiak's third watch.
Cut out.
Yeah.
That
Akiak.
sounds good to me.
Okay. Perfect. Well, Akiak, your luck is very nice because on third watch, well, let's see if you're surprised. It's unlikely because you're on watch. No. You start to hear grinding and banging in the walls. And you kind of look around and you can see some of the planks that have covered holes they burst out and pouring out of the wall or well, you only see one, but you see the head of a rat start to come out of the wall. It's I assume you're in the center of the room, which would be the smartest place to be. So it's like 30 feet away from you. So what do you want to do?
I assume I would have had my daggers out if I were on watch. So Akiak, as soon as he sees that one head poke out, he will throw a dagger at it.
Awesome. All right, good. It's charging at you to attack. Roll initiative.
4.
Okay, go first. Make an attack.
Okay. That one.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, so you throw the dagger and it misses. It sticks into the wall next to the rat, or maybe it jumps out of the hole just before the. Actually, it's the most perfect fucking shot ever. The rat jumps out of the hole just as you throw it, and the knife goes into the hole, and you hear it go clink, 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 and it falls into the ground.
Ah,
Nice.
That's a natural one. All right, the rat charges out. Because I said that happened, I'm only going to have one come out. Because otherwise, clearly, you would hit the second one. So one rat charges out and attacks you. With an 11, that hits a C8. So that misses you. Cool. So it leaps at you, and you're able to step back quickly enough to get out of its grasp.
Before I had watch duty or whatever, was I able to sleep enough to recover a hit die? Okay.
Okay, so it's in your face. What do you want to do? And you see in the corner eye, you see more coming out of the hole.
Okay. He'd like to move. Can he move like half his movement towards Avery and then throw 2 daggers at the rats?
Where are you moving? The rat's in your face.
If he can, he'd like to move like half his movement at least away from the rat, hopefully towards another member of the party.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Specifically to RV if he can, but if not, another member in general would be fine.
Oh, that's fine. Yes, you're gonna move and then throw a dagger on the side. Because you're moving and then missile firing, you can only throw one, even though you would normally be able to throw 2. Because that's how that works.
It doesn't matter how far I move; I can only throw 1.
That's right. Moving is moving. Basically, phase of the combat, you would move, and then the second phase you'd throw. But if you do missile fire in the second phase, your rate of fire is reduced.
Okay. Well, then he'll move up to his maximum movement towards one of the other party members.
Okay, so 20. I mean, everybody's clustered together, I would imagine so. But you back up a bit. I mean, you're in a pile. You're basically a camp in the center of a room.
Yeah. So if he can get to RV, then he would like to back up towards RV and basically kind of bump him with his shoe as he's backing up.
Okay, you gonna try to wake him up? Cool.
Cool. And then as he's doing that, he's gonna throw his dagger.
And then you throw your dagger. Okay, perfect. Roll initiative.
2.
Okay.
These
Roll,
dice are so cool.
roll again because we tied.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, 6.
4.
4. Okay, so it's gonna go first. So it's gonna bite you before you can move.
Okay.
Or it's gonna try to.
Try to.
Roll a crit.
Oh, great.
Definitely.
There goes another character I liked.
It's a monster. So 2 plus 2 damage. Okay, so it does 5 points.
All right, -2.
-2? Okay, that's fine. You're down, you're not bleeding out. Everybody roll a d6. In 1 through 3, you'll be able to wake up from all the noises going on.
Hey, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You hear the body slam on the ground. We probably heard the attack of the rat, maybe when the body hits the ground. So you guys, your eyes open and you can see that there's a rat standing, right next to your fallen comrade.
Have we rested enough to regain any hit points yet, though, or enough?
No, not till the morning.
Oh, okay.
Because it's still the middle of the night. So what do you want to do? What's everybody doing? Did you wake up, Rush? Sorry.
No, I rolled a 4, so basically the other 2 spring up from there.
Yeah. I mean, you had just finished your watch, so you're probably just getting into that nice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's all you hear.
Yeah. All right. So what's everybody doing?
Will Day, seeing that Arvy's waking up at the same time, yells at Arvy to take care of the rat, and Will Day wants to move and drag Akiak out of the way of the rat's path.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, especially the zero hit points. That's probably the best. So yeah, you do that. So let's roll initiative. What's RV doing? I'm assuming that he's going to attack because he's a barbarian.
Yeah. RV probably went to sleep clutching his sword, thinking that he's probably going to get attacked. So as soon as he gets up, he starts shouting, "Rats! Rats everywhere! Ah!" And seeing the rat nearby him, he says,
"You can't attack yet. They're just saying what you're going to do. We got to roll initiative."
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative, Tony.
All right.
3. Roll again. Tie.
5. 1.
Oh, okay, they're gonna go first. Okay, so the rat. Actually, it's gonna just bite. Yeah, it sees you. Let me. I'm gonna roll randomly because I'm not sure if it would be smart enough to see you guys are waking up. You did shout, but you haven't shouted yet because you haven't gone. So I'm gonna roll randomly to see who it attacks. Actually, it moves forward towards Avi. Oof. 18 on the die.
Nice.
2 points of damage.
Thanks.
Yeah. Also roll a d6.
4.
Okay, good. That's going to apply for yours too because it's the same rank crystal. Okay, so that's it. So go ahead and attack, Avi.
All right, here we go. Ooh, that's 16 plus 2. That's 18. Does hits AC 1.
Yeah, it hits.
And here it goes. Rather fast. 4.
4. Okay. You cleave this thing in half. It was smaller than the other ones. You see a couple more rats starting to scurry out of the wall. I'm gonna roll morale for them though, because they just saw their freaking attack.
And RV also yells, "You rat bastards! Here's a bastard for you. Bastard sword for you."
Okay, so you actually start to see like there was some rats sticking their head up, and as soon as you slice this other one, maybe like some of the guts splatter the wall right by where it was coming up, and they kind of look around, and then they dip back down into the wall. Yeah, and as you drag Akiak away, you see that he's wounded, but can definitely be patched up. What are you at? Negative what, Crystal?
-2.
Okay. So yeah, you're fine. From -1 to -3, you're unconscious but not bleeding out. 4 below, you bleed out one hit point around until -10 where you die. So you're totally fine. I mean, you're not fine, but you're unconscious.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've actually got bandages in my gear, so I'll use my bandages, to start bandaging wound.
Yeah. Yes, you guys, you bandage him up. He's pretty much out of it. So just, since this is a one shot and it seems silly to move in a new character now, I'm just going to say that you get the way the rules will actually work, like what we use for a campaign, is that if you're negative, you only heal back 1 hit point per day until you get to 0. So, but for this particular one, I'm just going to say you guys can heal back a full hit die. So, maybe you guys stay up the rest of the night. It's not that much more. You have some food, you rest a little bit during the day. And by the late afternoon, you're feeling better, and everybody can roll a hit die of healing. And you can just start at 0.
I'm cursed. Roll a 1.
Oh, no.
Start at 0, you said?
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to start at -2. Just for this one. Because I'm being extra nice today. I'm the
I
nicest.
got 4 points back.
Nice. You can also you slept through everything, Rush. You definitely can heal.
Yeah, I got 5, so
Nice.
I'm still down, but only by 1. So
Okay. So by late afternoon, you guys are feeling better. Maybe you've been a little bit more diligent. You lost that dagger for sure, though. Okay. You've been diligent about watching the holes. Whenever you hear sound, maybe you're banging on them so the rats kind of scurry away. And then during the brighter part of the day, no rats really seem to bother you. And as it starts to get a little bit later, and you finally feel up to your, because you need 24 hours of healing, basically, or roughly, as you're starting to feel, a little strengthened, you have something to eat, and I guess you head back down. Is that true?
yes.
Okay. So, again, I'm just going to narrate unless you say we want something different. You go through the kitchen, down those stairs. I guess you have that lantern that you took from the kitchen yesterday, so I guess you're still using that because clearly the torch would have burnt out by now. Akik has somebody has a shield. Bran has the shield if you want, lit up. And you go down those stairs through the kitchen into the basement. You're able to pull up that trap door. It clearly hasn't moved. It's a big, heavy steel or iron door, I should say. So the trap door is still fixed as you left it. You pull that thing up, and you smell that kind of a stench. It's not so strong yet, but you follow that staircase down about 80 feet into the depths of the earth, and you come back into that large room that had the altar. You've got stairs to the south. You've got piles of, casks and crates and stuff to the southeast and southwest. And of course, you can barely see it, but there's an altar to the north. And to the east is a door, or a doorway, I should say, that you didn't explore. So where you want to go?
What about that door over there in the eastern wall? Harvey points.
We can go for the door, or we can head straight for the stairs where we smell the rat feces and nesting, and be done with this wonderful for all.
I just want to check to see if we're missing any of them. The ones that got away last night.
So Brandon was just kind of shrug and say, "So be it."
Arby nods. He walks up to the door.
Okay, it's a doorway. It's an archway. So
yeah,
you head across the room to the east. I guess the whole party does because you need to have the light. Unless Akiak wants to stay back again.
Akiak will stay in the back, yeah.
Back by the stairs, so you're not going with the rest of the party?
He'll stay in the back of the group.
Okay, so you're staying with the group. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to that archway that's on the east wall, and you're looking down into a corridor that's roughly 30-ish feet long. You can barely see the end of it as the lantern light kind of reaches down there. On the north wall of that corridor is a door, and on the southern wall there's an archway, but you can't see through it because you're at the you'd have to come and to see it. So what you want to do?
Arby proceeds.
Okay, so you walk down to, I guess, that archway, so you can look through down in there.
Yeah.
And you're looking down into a hallway that's a hall, I should say. It's about 15 feet wide by about 25 feet long. It looks like this was maybe some kind of like strange loungy area. There's like couches and like bed kind of type platforms that seem to at one point had like beautiful silks and velvets on them and stuff, but they've all since rotted over the course of time, and you can smell the urine and the rat poop like you can smell everywhere else in here. You're kind of looking into the room. What you do see is a collapsed table in the center, and kind of what was clearly on the table, but is now on the ground, are some goblets.
Are there like broken furnitures and things like that here?
Yeah, basically it's rotted away. It doesn't look smashed. It looks more like it's so old that it's rotted away. Mostly like loungy type furniture, not like solid hard chairs. And they look like they probably had cushions and furs and stuff on them at one point, but it's all rotted out now.
Arby sniffs around and says, "I smell rat turd all over the place." He takes out his hand axe and chucks it at the dilapidated table.
Okay, yeah. You throw it at the table, which shatters. It's like rotted wood, so it kind of falls apart. And when you do, you hear a scurrying, and rats come out of the rotten furniture in the back. So what do you want to do as you see these rats poke their heads out?
I guess we attack him.
Okay, you're gonna charge in an attack.
Yeah.
Are we still at the door, near the door?
You guys are looking in the doorway, yeah.
Yeah, I would just say, Arby, shut the door.
Well, it's not a door; it's an archway, I should say.
Oh, I thought we were at the doors.
Well, there's a door behind you, but you haven't been in that room yet.
Arby just shouts, "I see more rats. We're here to kill some rats, aren't we?"
Right. Well, this isn't a conversation. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So, what's each character doing? What's Arby doing?
Arby has both of his hand on the hilt of his bastard sword, and he's about to attack him. But
You're charging in to attack them.
He was about to, but then
Yeah, that's fine. No, this is not right. Say what you do. That's what we do here. Crystal?
Hide.
You're actually further back. What do you want to do?
Can you not hear me?
I did not hear
Hello?
you. I hear you now, but I didn't hear.
I said 3 times hide.
Yeah, you only came through at the very end.
Where? Hide.
Hide. Okay, good. All right, good. Now, Brad.
Well, how far away are they?
About 25 feet.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna take this action. I'm just gonna drop my axe into my my little belt loop and just let the shield just fall down off my arm onto the floor. And I'm gonna actually pull out my bow real fast, just basically switch weapons, which is probably gonna take my whole action up, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it takes time to get a bow. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How about our Riddell in the back?
Are they still around all this combustible material and all that?
Yes. We've reached that point in the adventure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to move up to them, though. So I'm going to have to, because I've got to be within 5 feet is their range. So I'm going to have to run up towards them. So I guess I would be half movement and then cast a spell?
Yes, you'll attack. Your spell will go off in the second phase. Which basically means that even if you win initiative, they'll get an attack on you. Because
All right.
They'll attack first. Well, actually, no, they won't, because if they wait there, they won't. So if you win initiative, you'll go before them.
Well, whoever's rolling initiative, you better win.
Okay, you're going to charge forward and cast a spell?
Yep.
Alrighty, you roll initiative, because why not?
Oh. This D6 has not been good to me either.
6.
Ooh, a 5.
All right, they got a 2. Okay, so you charge forward, as does the barbarian. What's your dex? See who goes first.
Let me scroll up. I think it's 10. Let me make sure.
My dex is 15, by the way.
Yep, 10.
All right, so Young's character's going to go first. So you charge forward and attack the rats. Are you doing a charge or are you doing a regular move? Because the difference is if you do a regular move, then you won't be able to attack the first phase. But if you charge, you can attack and do extra damage, but it messes with your armor class.
How many are there?
It's hard to say because they haven't moved. Multiple, for sure.
Okay, well, he's going to do a regular movement then.
All right, so you do a regular movement. And then Turn's character is going to move, Riddell. You're hiding. Cool. And you're dropping the stuff and switching your bow out. Okay, so now it's their turn. They basically were waiting for you to come. So I'm actually going to say that they were going to charge at you because that's what rats would do. But since you ran at them, they can't. So they're going to stay where they're at. And I'm going to drop the initiative back to you guys. So go ahead, Avi. You can see now that you're up close to them, you can see there's 4 of them. Arvi?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and attack them.
Okay, one attack.
That's armor class 8.
Ah, misses. You swing your sword into the pile of debris, but there's so much junk in there, you actually end up chopping like a piece of wood that you thought was a rat.
Oh, man.
Riddell.
Yeah, he's going to yell at RV, "Get back! Fire will consume everything." And he's going to hold out both of his hands, and he's casting Burning Hands.
Nice.
So it causes 2 HP damage per my level. So it'll be 2 HP damage. Combustible materials such as cloth, paper, and dry wood are likely ignited if exposed to burning hands.
Okay. Does it have? Is it like a fan?
It says it's a 120-degree horizontal arc. Jets of thin flames spring from the fingertips, flaming out in a 120-degree horizontal arc, causing 2 HP damage.
Okay.
CA level.
That's wide enough. I think 120 degrees, based on where you're standing, is going to basically cover the whole width in front of you. So you shoot this burning hands into the area, and you hear some screaming, and maybe a couple of them start to like crawl out before they fall in cinders as the rats are all dead.
All right, perfect.
Does RV also take that damage?
No, you shot it in front of him. Okay. It's 120 degrees, so he could stand right next to you and do it. You know, if it was 180 degrees, you would have, because he would have, would have been full wide.
So Brian immediately sees this, and he's like, "By the gods!"
Oh,
I told you that flame will burn everything.
Nice.
Magic will burn your soul. He shudders and steps a couple of steps away from him.
Papa, that's disgusting.
You see, like a little bit further, like it was more in the middle of the room, not where the rats were. Is that table with the goblets that were on the ground? If you wanted to investigate those.
Why don't you put those in a sack, Harvey? They maybe bring a coin or 2.
Yeah, there's
So,
6 of them.
he strides up to them and picks them up and puts them in his
You're
pack.
gonna let them burn.
Yeah, so they're beautifully crafted pewter mugs worth 35 gold pieces a piece, and there's 6 of them. Ching. So you guys walk back into the corridor. The huntsman is stringing his bow. There's a door directly to the north, or you can go back into the main room they just came from.
We open the door to the north.
Okay.
Is Aki out hiding?
Yeah, you said you were.
I mean, was he? Then he'll continue to hide.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to move back into the light? Because you're basically not in the light anymore. You're standing in that big room.
Oh, I mean, did everyone else leave wherever he was at?
No, I mean, you're looking down this, it's like an archway, and it's dark, and they're over here in the light, and they ran this way, then came back out. You went this way and hid in the dark. You see them come back out, and there's a door to the north, and they're opening the door. So you're looking right at them, but you're in the dark.
He'll continue to hide.
Yeah, they're like probably like 20 feet away from you. I mean, you are in the dark by yourself, but
yeah, that's fine.
You're that kind of person. Okay, this is actually an iron door, and it is rusted shut. You need to make a test of strength to open it. So who's strong?
Being weak, it'll let Arby try it.
Arby, make a test of strength. Not an extraordinary feat of strength, it's a test of strength.
Sir, feat of strength is 16%, I think.
No, the regular test of strength.
Oh, okay.
It's like probably like
3 to 6.
Yep, 3 and 6. One.
I rolled 6, so that's a failure, right?
That's right.
All right. So,
Oh, wow. I got 3 out of 6. Can I try it then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Real Day is not feeling well from even sleeping that night, but he sees Arby just mess it up, and he's like, I thought you were supposed to be the strength that we needed, but move out of my way. And as he runs up to it, he rolls a 3.
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice. Well, Real Day, I get some respect for you. I thought you just wielded those accursed magic.
He holds up his 2-handed flail now.
All right. So you're looking in the a room that's approximately, you're at the southern part of it. It kind of goes long this way. It's basically a mirror of the hallway that you just came out of. It's like skinny. There's a bunch of little alcoves that are like maybe less than 5 feet deep. With each one, at least the ones you can see in front of you, you see there's like a little bench in there and a hook, and on the hook is hanging some kind of a robe. There's some that are pretty close to you, so you can pretty much see them. They look to be made of wool. Like robes that like some kind of a cleric might wear. And I guess you can quickly look up and down. You can see that there's 6 of these little alcoves, changing alcoves.
Do we smell rat turd in there too?
Actually, no. This room is surprisingly free of rat turd.
Nice. Yeah, Harvey says, I don't smell none of those rat turd.
So, Bran will make his way in the room.
Okay.
Slowly and cautiously and start looking around.
Oh, no, I don't have it.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll switch back to my hand axe.
All right. As you're looking through, is anybody else going in? So now, Crystal, Akiak, you see the group is going into the store.
Akiak will sneak up to the door.
Patrol?
Okay. So you're gonna go behind. Okay. Yeah. You're creeping.
Yeah, I don't have
You creep up behind them. I mean, everybody's going in. They don't seem to be paying attention to you. So you're looking. Is everybody going in there to look, or just the?
Yeah, Real Day will go in too.
Akiak's standing outside the door. He just creeped up to the door.
Yeah. What about Arby? Is Arby going in this room, or are you staying in the hallway?
You're muted.
Yeah, these are not
He may be dealing with children.
I think he was going in, but I'm not
Yeah,
100%
it doesn't really matter. I mean, it just matters whether or not what Crystal's character sees. So you either see him or you don't. Doesn't really matter, I suppose, at this moment. It doesn't take you long to check this room out. It's pretty easy to distinguish. There's some old woolen robes in here. I mean, they look decent, but they're super old. They are, but in 3 of the stalls with the robes, so 3 out of the 6, you find silver holy symbols of the goddess Auroras, which is the one that you saw, the Hyperborean god. And also you find a bronze scroll case with a scroll on it.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely open that then.
You look at it; it doesn't seem to be mad. It's clerical, so it doesn't look like it looks to be like religious. You can see some of the religious symbols on it, and you can't really. I don't think. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to read it because you're a magic user type. So you realize it's some kind of magic that's probably like holy magic. You don't know much more about it than that because I don't think anybody is a cleric in the group.
Do we know? I could see. Oh, excuse me. Do we know in this city is there like a temple still that worship is this goddess?
Yeah, primarily, well, not so much because it's a Hyperborean god, and the Hyperboreans are pretty like they don't like to mix with other people. So if there is, you probably just don't know about it. Primarily, it's definitely not one of the major gods that's worshipped here, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll secure it though, and like save it.
Yeah. So clerical scroll, and then there's 3 holy symbols that are silver, so that they also have some value if you would like to take them. And as you finish gathering up that stuff, you don't see any of the other ways out of this room, except for the way you came in.
Well, I guess we go down and face Harvey's rat nest.
My rat nest? Why are they my rat nest? Are you just saying that because my breath smells like him?
No, you're the one that wanted to go down there last night.
Well, you're right. Let's go then.
This is how we earn our pay.
Just give me 1 second, guys.
Yep.
No problem.
Actually, I'm going to use this to take a quick bio break.
In the meanwhile, RV just checks his own breath again.
What happened to that Archaeac? He's disappeared again.
Archaeac, are you hiding again? Come on, my friend. It's all safe out here.
You just hear like wind blowing down the tunnel.
In Rush's character, I mean, I don't know, is his name Bran or is it Blar? I've seen Bran and Blar both, so I don't know which one to call him.
Well, on his portrait,
Pretty
it says Blar.
Yeah, on the portrait it says Blar, but in chat earlier he put Bran. So.
I know, so that's what I say. I don't know which one we're supposed to call him.
I started calling him Blar. Yeah, and later I switched to Brad.
I don't think it's actually Bran, but that's what he wrote, so that's what I'm using. And there's a book that's called like Bran Muckmore or something like that. That's
yeah, by Robert E. Howard.
Yeah, it's Robert, right? And he's Pictish, I think, too. So it's like exactly perfect.
Okay,
so I was like, okay, you're Bran.
Nice. Yeah, he's Pictish too. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I should point out too, Rush, just so you know, because this is a new system for all of us. Since you are
he had to run the restroom.
Oh, okay. So I won't point it out then. I will not point out the thing I was going to point out. Well, I'll point out to anybody else. If you are a weapon master of a bow, you can actually shoot it like within 6 feet. Like you can use it pretty close to melee because it's one of the you can have a point blank range.
Oh, nice.
So
that's the Legolas rule.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because he was saying he didn't use it because he was inside, but you can technically use it inside, pretty easily. Only if you're a weapon master, though. Yeah. Otherwise.
If you're Legolas, you could just, who needs a sword? Just use an arrow and stab people with it.
Only fighters can get weapon masters. Though.
Yeah, exactly. Fire subclasses. I was running DCC last night, and just for some reason, use that random character generator. For some reason, it gave one of the characters 2 short bows. That's all she had for weapons.
Oh wow!
And then she was like, "I don't have anything. I just have short bows." I'm like, "Well, just use it like Legolas and smash people with it."
Well, crap. He's not Hawkeye anymore, but crap, like after Hawkeye trains or whatever, he becomes like that ranger guy or whatever who can actually use a sword. And anyway, like in the comic books at least, like he could like undo his bow and like his bow would become like a sword or like a bow staff or whatever. And he could like actually fight with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantasy game. I mean, it was a one shot, so I was like, Rush, welcome back.
He doesn't have his headset on.
Yeah, I know. I can see him.
Just
Sorry,
rush back to us.
Yeah, I had to.
It's okay.
Take care of business.
Rated channel, talk about. So I should point out to you, because probably you don't know this because of what you said earlier. Because you are a weapon master with the bow, you can use it within 6 feet. You have a point blank range. So you can use it inside if you want. In addition to that, when you're using it at point blank range, you actually get an extra bonus to hit.
Left shark.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I should have said that, but yeah. So you can actually, if you want to use the bow inside, you can because you're a weapon master.
so in that case, I would just offer the shield back to
Lightless ambusher.
Akiak, and if they don't want to, if she doesn't want to take it, I would ask Arby to please carry it. Just carry it on your back for me.
Lost Robo Grip.
You got it. I'll carry it for you. My fellow
working
Pictish
out-
brother.
He's just realizing now.
Mechanical stilted.
All right. I think he's
Before they come back into the room, I'd like to try and like sneak away from, because they're gonna. If Akiak sees they're gonna come back, like he's gonna try and stay out of the light. So he's gonna try and sneak away.
You're gonna go back out into the darkness. Okay.
Menagerie custodian.
All right, you can do that. I mean, that shouldn't be very hard to do. All right, so you guys come back into the hallway. You don't see your skulky friend.
Where's Akiak? You don't think the rats carried him off, do you? I mean, he's a tall fella after all.
I start checking my backpack to make sure all my items are still in it.
I re-rolled my height, by the way, and I'm still over 6 foot tall.
Yeah, that.
I just look at Arby
You're
and I
basically
say,
a freak.
I say he's the type that
They're really good.
Likes to
leveling
stay in
at, like,
shadow.
Maggots. Maggots are really good.
leave him be.
I don't know how he manages it. I mean, he's about a head taller than I am.
All right, so you guys come out back into the.
And that weird top hat he wears too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you come back out into this this large chamber, that you've been exploring more or less, and head back down towards those stairs, which as noted are pretty smelly. Where does that go to? Okay, let me look to see if there's anything else that'll kill you first.
Well, Real Day, without risking our necks down there, could you just set the whole place on fire and turn it off before it catches the rest of the inn fire?
Not to our rest some.
Yeah, what good is magic?
Now it's time for your muscles to do the work.
So it just says steps are littered with hundreds of droppings and appear sticky with urine. Okay, so you guys going now? What's your marching order again?
Arby would go first.
Okay. And you also have the torch. So you have a torch and a bastard sword.
He doesn't have the torch. He has that, bright
Oh, this one.
shield that.
That shield
Right
only
here.
does 10 feet and it's on your back.
Oh, okay.
And I can't hold the torch because I have a bow.
Yeah.
It's 5 foot of light.
He doesn't have a lantern either, right?
Yeah,
You got a
Yeah,
lantern.
I don't like it. It
Yeah,
Well-
he says.
You call out and ask for your thief friend to give it back because they took
it's
it.
from a quest.
Yeah, he's gonna look back and say, "I don't have a torch." Hey, Akiak, we need you. Come out of the shadow already.
Can I try to sneak up behind Arby?
I mean, they're looking for you.
Right? Yeah. Can I try to sneak up behind Arby? Or behind the group?
No, you try to, and like you're like where are you? And you're like sneaking up all this, and he just turns and you're like right there, like 15 feet away on your tiptoes, going like this.
Awesome. Arby says, "Now, what are you doing back there? Come on, we're gonna need your lantern."
He pulls his backpack off and sets it on the ground and then takes the lantern out and offers it to Arby.
Arby, what kind of lantern is it? Is it something with a little loop? He's gonna try to hook it into his belt if possible. No.
No, you can do that on Crystal's game because nobody's ever putting a lantern in a belt in my game because it's completely unrealistic.
Do it.
Okay.
Have you never had an actual lantern in your hand?
Well, I had it in camping. It didn't illuminate all that much.
Yeah. Plus, these are made with fire.
Yeah, this is a fire lantern, not a flashlight.
All right, so he's gonna hold that lantern and tiptoe his way down into the dark cavern.
Some of these are green.
Archeoc will put his backpack back on his back.
Okay.
You'll have to wait and find one of those flashlights like Crystal had in that campaign that time.
Yeah, well, that's cool if you get continuous light. I mean, if you survive long enough, you get a continuous light spell. You can just. All right, now your first level, you're using stolen lanterns from.
Yeah. I'm going to go pretty close behind Arby with my bow so that I don't have to try and work around him or at least I'm probably going to have to, but as little as possible.
Okay. And then I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll be 10 feet behind
Okay.
Blaine, whoever he is.
He's Brand now. We've renamed everybody by the end
I
of
think
this.
I took a name change by default here.
Well,
the
that was
problem-
but
No, you wrote.
Hold on a second.
Well, I wrote it in the chat, but on the thing it says Blar. But here's the problem with being called Bran. My character's name would be Bran MacMahon.
Yeah.
The guy, the author who wrote the stuff for Hyperborea, whose name is just completely running out of my head right now. But the guy who wrote Conan originally,
Oh, Howard. Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah.
He had a set of books where the hero's name was Bran MacMorn.
Yeah. So you're close.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh God.
Can we call you Big Mac?
Yeah.
I am big. I mean, I'm not that tall, but I'm
Yeah, you
pusky.
guys are all sword and sorcery height except for Crystal's character, who's a giant for some reason.
Yeah.
You're the tallest.
And I even re-rolled, and for my height, I rolled it was like drop the highest, and I rolled 6, 5, 4, 4. So, I want to say I'm gonna be sneaking again, of course, behind the group. But I'm gonna take out my hand axe this time.
A hand axe and a dagger?
No, just hand axe.
Okay. You're creeping in the back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so down the stairs you go. The poop covered, nasty.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that. I could do that.
What's that?
Sorry, I just realized that if you press minimize, it just minimizes the chat. And it stays on top of everything. It just stays on top, and then you can move it wherever you want. You put it right here. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Cool. Computers these days can do crazy things. Okay. A stone stair descends 20 feet. The treads are worn and littered with rat droppings and urine. They must be negotiated carefully, or one might fall. I predict somebody's going to fall on the rat shit. I'm just going to say it. But anyways, all right, so if you go slow, you're fine. The bottommost step are littered with skulls and skeletons, both human and semi-human. They suggest an amalgamation of man and simian, like ape men skulls. And they're all in these weird poses, okay. So you're looking down into a. Let's see, how long is this place? Lantern sheds light 40. So you see that at the bottom of the stairs, you can continue to proceed down. When you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're just about your lantern light goes out. You can't. It's not quite reaching a back wall of this area, so it's longer than what you can see with the lantern light. But what you see on either side of you, left and right, are a series of cells. The cells are, bars. You can see 3 on each side, and then they seem like they go further down. They're barred iron doors, corroded and rusted. I mean, as soon as you get to the bottom of the stairs, and you look in the first 2 cells, you can see that they have those similar skeletons inside of them. Then as you hit the bottom of the stairs, your lantern like just starts to spread across. You can see at the very end, what appears to be the end of the third cell, so basically a fourth cell. On the left-hand side, you can see all kinds of what probably looks familiar to you now, debris. You see rags and straw and broken wood kind of pouring out into the hallway at the end there. And just as you do that, of course, you see eyes. Your lantern catches the glint of red eyes, lots of them at the end of the hallway. And they go, what do you want to do?
Well, I was going to inspect the bones because I had a question, but upon seeing the eyes,
you can ask a question. You can see them really quickly. I'll answer it briefly.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if I had a chance. I was going to try to like look at the bones, and with me having wilderness survival, would I have any possible way of looking at it and saying, okay, these bones look like they've been around for, a decade or two, or
okay, so go ahead and roll a d6, but I'm going to make it very difficult if you want to look fast enough and still be able to have combat. So basically,
okay. I got a 4.
Okay, so I mean, with time, you probably could have told you were looking at them, and you're like, hard to say, and then you like hear the noise, and you look up with the lantern. So what do you want to do?
I'm going to prepare an arrow to shoot. If I can see eyes, then I can shoot right at the eyes, and I'm going to bring my arrow up and fire, I guess.
You want to loose with your bow. Okay. What about who else is in front? The RV's in front as well.
Yeah,
he is. Could I set the lantern down?
You could.
What does that do to the visibility?
That takes a turn. If you put the lantern on the ground, it's going to be darker down here for sure, because it's not going to be spreading apart. But I mean, you can still see. But just so you know, like action economy wise, put the lantern down. That's going to be the first phase of the combat. So like then you would be able to, let's say, run an attack because you can only do that's one action.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean he's going to keep that.
If it's a bastard sword, you should be able to swing that with just one hand, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean that's what he's been doing so far.
Oh, okay.
He wants to do that 2d6 damage.
Oh.
And I don't blame you.
Show off.
Yeah. I mean, you
you rat bastard with a bastard sword.
What you want to do? You can put the lantern down, and if you want, and then, or if you want to charge forward and attack them, then you could do that. I mean, you wouldn't be able to put the lantern down and charge forward and attack.
Right. If these are cells with bars and stuff, do they have like little hooks there or anything?
You could take the time to hang it if you want, but again, that's good.
Oh, and I'll still take a turn. Okay.
Yeah. It's an action basically. It doesn't.
Gotcha.
All right. So what are you doing? You're gonna hold on to it and do. What do you want to do? Do you want
how many people have lanterns?
Just you.
Just him, right?
Just you.
Yeah, he's gonna hold it up then and fight it like that.
Are you going to move forward and attack? You're gonna stay where you are and attack? If they get to you, what do you want to do?
He's gonna look at so many eyes and say, "There are a lot of them. There are too many of them. You do something." And then looks to Real Day and Brand.
Okay. So you're gonna wait. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Real Day?
Yeah, he's just gonna stand, no movement, stand his ground where he's at and prepare.
Okay, to attack with a melee attack?
Correct.
I think you're too far back though, because the card is only 10 feet wide. And you got 2 people in front of you. So unless somebody wants to move out of the way, I think you're gonna have trouble.
Oh well, he'll just stay back where he's at in case some of them will come on through him. Man.
Yeah, I mean you could if the archer moves, you could probably get in front, but that'll put you in the front line.
I mean, could I throw something? I got a hand axe.
But you don't have it out though.
Yeah, no.
So yes, you could take it and throw it out if you want, but you
I'll stay back 10 feet and prepare for if some of them rush on past them too.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because they might squeeze between people's legs and stuff. And then how about you're probably up at the top of the stairs at this point. Well, not the top because it's 20 feet. You're probably at the top of the stairs still. Akiak, you hear them exclaim, there's a lot of them. What do you want to do?
I shall sneak forward.
You shall what?
Sneak forward, like just.
Oh, next to.
Sneak up, kind of, I guess, behind the warlock.
Okay. So you're gonna move.
I totally remember their name.
Right.
Real day.
Okay, so you're just gonna move forward then. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, but I'm sneaking forward. I want to sneak. I want to stay hidden.
I mean, Crystal, you're in a hallway. There's no place to hide. So I don't know. I mean, you're sneaking up on your own party.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
I mean, you're literally on like you can sneak if you want. You're just creeping up behind your own party.
All right, now he'll just like he'll fucking he'll walk up. He'll join the party, I guess. But like he's gonna stay behind real day either way.
Okay, that's fine. Move forward. All right, let's roll initiative. Front line, I guess we'll do it. Avi, why not?
Avi, it's 1d6, right?
Yep, D6. No modifiers.
6.
Ooh, all right, go first. So let's see. Loose arrows, that's going to happen first for sure. You are a master, right? So you can. They are. Let me just mention this. They're about 35 feet away, so they're within your point blank range. Rush, and you should be. You can shoot 2 arrows if you'd like.
Yes. So the question is, can I shoot them at separate targets, or they have to be at the same one?
Nope, separate targets is fine, but you can't shoot. You can't. If you're going to do that, you can't say I shoot it and then I wait till that one dies and I shoot the next one. You have to say
No, I'm going to literally try. I'm going to go ahead and try and like that and split the fire.
100%.
Yep. All right, here we go. First shot. Oh shit. So I got a 9 on the dice, but I get a plus 1.
You should get 1 + 1.
Hold on. You're right. Longbow.
It should all be there. Like, I mean, if you look, you get an additional +1.
No, that's my damage. Oh, attack modifier is +2. All right, so
+3 too.
Is the attack modifiers take my dexterity into consideration?
Yep, I factored all that in.
And it's +2, not +3. So
it's +2. What does it say on the sheet? +2?
It says longbow master attack modifier +2.
Right, so that means it's +3 because you're in point blank range because you get additional +1 when you're.
Oh, I thought they were still a ways away. I'm sorry. Okay.
Point blank range goes to like 30 feet. It should say it right in the thing.
Holy shit! Okay. You're right. Well, it says 6 to 30 feet. Holy shit! Okay. All right. So +3, so that's a 9. So that's 12. I hit armor class 7.
That hits.
All right. So second shot, I rolled the exact same thing. I got another 9.
That also hits.
Okay. So damage on the first one. Damage for longbow, D6 + 1. So I did 3 damage to the first one and 6 damage to the second one.
All right. 2 arrows shoot through the air and stop 2 of the rats that are starting to charge in their tracks.
Nice.
Dead. Everybody else is waiting for them to come. So everybody else is waiting for them to come. So they charge forward. They can't charge because they're rats. Rats don't charge. You have to charge the weapon. So they just move forward to you guys, and then now it's phase 2, and RV. Actually, their movement is 40. I'm gonna see if any of them go past you. Let's see. There's 6 of them. Well, there's 4 now. I'm gonna say how many go past and try to attack the second rank. Oh shit! All of them try to rush past the barbarian in the front. But because they're going through you, I'm going to let you attack first. Because, that's how I am.
All right.
They're all going for the second ranks, which is basically the 2 in the back. Well, these rats are assholes.
All right. So Arby's going to attack him. He's going to say, rat bastards.
Rat bastards, that's right.
Here's a bastard sword for you. And he swings, but it escapes right between his legs. Yeah, there are 2.
Okay, but because you want initiative, you'll get to go first, Tony. But there's 4 of them up on you. And Crystal, you can both go. I guess whoever has the better decks will go first.
Mine's a 10, my deck, so she's probably got me beat.
Yeah. I don't think Crystal has any scores as low as 10.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm sorry. What is it you wanna?
The rats went past the first rank because they had enough movement. And
Right.
you guys instead.
What were you asking for?
Your decks.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. So you go first. You can attack them first because you were getting ready to attack.
Okay, I'm taking on my hand axe then. I hit AC 7.
That hits.
For max damage, 7 damage.
Nice. Yeah, the rats scurry by and you're able to chop one down before it gets a bite into your leg. How about Red Dale?
Yeah, he'll try to flail one of them, hopefully.
Full trash.
Oh, that's got a hit. It's 16 on a die, so that's like armor class 2.
Oh, definitely.
But it's only going to do minimal damage of 3.
That's enough.
Oh, wow.
Smash the rat and it's crushed into the ground, but there's still 2 back there, and one's going to attack each of you, both Akiak and Riddell. So the first one's attacking Akiak. 5 on the die misses. Second one's attacking Riddell. 8 on the die misses. All right, so they're set aback by your combat prowess. And it's next round. So front row, you guys are like, and back row, you guys are like, so what you want to do? I'm just going to go down the list. What does Riddell want to do this next round? You have basically a rat and a half in front of you, 1 rat in front of you.
Yeah, and I get 2 attacks now, don't I?
Yeah, and technically the other one's in your range, so if you want to do 1 attack on each one, you could do that, or you could just focus on the ones on you. It's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just focus the one that's on me.
Okay. All right, hold on. Akiak, what do you want to do? Okay. She's probably being held up for something. So what about Bran?
How is it only the 2 rats that are left, or are there more?
That's all you see. I mean, there could be more down at the end. You don't see them currently.
But this is all we see right now. All right, so I'm just gonna try and load up, and I'm gonna like maybe take 1 step back to make sure they're not too close, and then I'm gonna try and do the same thing again.
Okay, you're gonna step back, like turn your back to where the rats came from to give yourself some space to shoot the ones that.
Yeah, because it says point blank is 6 to 30, so I don't know what happens inside of 6. So I just want to make sure there's 6 feet between us.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. What'll happen mechanically, just so you know, is that you'll have a -2 to hit, so you don't hit your friends. But if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, there's a chance that you hit them.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you step back and do that because I don't think you need to step back. I think they're far enough away from you, so you can actually have 2 arrow shots. But
all right.
And how about Barbarian RV?
RV's gonna shout "Ah!" and swing at the rats.
Okay, you probably can only attack the one that's on Fidel, I guess. Because
he's got 2 attacks, so he's gonna go both of them.
They're too far away. Unless you want to move up and attack the one that's on
Oh my God.
Akiak instead. But if you do that, you will have to move first because they're up the stairs now. I mean, you're in a tiny little corridor. You know.
Could I still, if I move, would I still be able to attack 2 of them?
Yeah, but it would be on the second phase. So that if you lose initiative, they'd get to go first. They'd get to attack Akiak once.
Okay. Well,
That's
I'm gonna go ahead and attack then.
Okay, on Akiak, the ones on Akiak.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let's roll initiative. Rush, I guess. 3. Don't screw it up.
Is higher better?
Yes.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So phase 1, you could shoot both your arrows if you'd like. You're -2 on the 2 hit though.
All right, that's fine. So it's minus.
You're aiming both at 1 each, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So basically, I'll just use the die at face value then. So that'll work.
But you're doing like last time. You're shooting 1 arrow at each opponent, right? You're not shooting both of them at one opponent.
Right, but you said it was -2. Well, I have a +2 to hit, so I'll just face value of the dice.
Perfect.
Well, the first one's an 18, so I don't even have to look that one up. And the second one is a 16 that time.
That also hits.
Yeah, actually comfortably hit this time instead of barely. First one, is a D6 plus 1, right? So that's
Yep.
6 points total, and 2 points for the second one. I don't know if it-
Okay, so the one on Akiak did not get killed. It actually has an arrow in it, but it's mostly dead. That's the first time you haven't killed a rat in one hit.
I know. I rolled a 1, and I only get a plus 1 with that one.
That being said, so Riddell, the one that was on you that you were going to attack is dead. So I'll let. What's your actually your dex is what, Crystal? 15.
She said 13.
Okay, so Young's character is going to go first, but you're moving, so you can't. So Crystal, go ahead and attack. If you
okay.
I just gave you that as your move because you didn't respond because you were doing something.
I'm sorry, I had someone trying to talk to me.
Fine, I just assumed
They're freaking losing their mind. Let's see. No, I didn't need anything. I only rolled an 8.
All right. Okay, so that one's gonna get one bite at you before the barbarian gets to bite. It gets to take the sword to it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Great. Nice. Sounds great.
Okay, so oh my god. 3 times damage.
All right.
You're gonna need some bandages, I think, unfortunately. 2, 6, 10 points of damage. Holy shit, this rat jumps up and bites a serious vein in your leg, and blood starts pouring out of your thigh. I don't know what that vein.
-6.
Okay, you're -6. Okay, so you will bleed out if people don't help you, but you're not dead. All right, now the barbarian can do his swings. Go for it, Young. You got 2 attacks. Kill this rat.
Okay, he does a mighty swing and it cleaves into the floor. I roll 4.
Oh god. Hit this thing, this rat.
And then he does it again. Oh no.
It's funny.
And he does AC 9.
No.
That's a miss.
It's up still.
2 misses. Oh my god.
Oh shit. Okay, so next round. You hear a hideous laughter, female voice. You dare disturb me down here? Good. I won't need my rats to bring me more blood. And maybe, well, you guys have all charged up the stairs except for the archer. So maybe you look back over your shoulder and you see a grotesque rat bigger than you've ever seen before, about 7 foot tall, starting to crawl towards you, and hanging from it, it's got tons of nipples, and hanging from it are little baby rats that are pink and bloated, and it's clearly aggressive and coming to get you. So let's. What's everybody gonna do?
Yummy.
You've got Akiak bleeding out on the stairs. You have a rat eating Akiak. You have this crazy rat behind. So let's just start at the bottom of the stairs. Bran.
So Bran is going to kind of freak out a little bit because of this thing, and also because of he is a huntsman and he sees the possibility of an ultimate trophy. So he's going to load up the 2 arrows and launch them at and get ready to shoot them at this thing.
Okay, you're gonna shoot the creature coming at you. How about Akiak's bleeding out? How about well, I'm just working my way up the stairs. So Riddell.
You said there's still a rat there close to Akiak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to take it out, man, knowing it's probably still trying to bite on him.
Yeah, and what about Arvi?
Arvi's gonna try to take out that rat too.
Okay. All right, let's roll initiative. Let's have Crystal roll it since your character can't do anything this round. Roll initiative for the group. 4 for the creature.
Not 1.
Oh, okay. All right. So the creature's going to go first. So the rat. I mean, there's 3 of you surrounding it now. So let me roll to see who it gets. I'm just going to go in order from here. Okay, seeing you guys approaching the rat, it turns and tries to bite into Riddell, and it misses terribly. The rat at the end of the corridor. just want to make sure it actually could get to you because it was moving towards you. I just want. Actually, it's pretty slow because it's got babies hanging off of it. So it actually moves in this first phase of the combat, which means that you'll actually get to shoot it first, even though it won initiative rush. So you can shoot at the.
Yep. All right, here we go. So got my other D20 here, so I can just roll them both together. All right. I got a 12 and a 16. So basically that's a 14 and an 18. 14 hits 5.
Misses.
Ah, shit. All right, so I hit with one of them, right?
Yeah, its AC is 4. So that means you probably need a 15, I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah. All right. So in that case, I did 4 points of damage with one arrow.
Okay. The arrow sticks into its thick hide. It laughs, a hideous laugh, and says, "I'll kill you last." And then, sorry, Riddell, you can attack the rat that's on attack.
Yep. He'll try to flail it down. Armor class 7.
That hits.
5 damage.
Oh, dead. Okay, you lose one more hit point because you're bleeding out. Young, your character attacks the rat, but it's already dead, so it doesn't really matter. And we come into the next round. What's everybody want to do? We got Akiak bleeding out. We've got the archer shooting at this rat. It's about 3/4 the way up the hallway now.
And there's no more rats back there by us right now, right?
You don't see any
I
more.
lose a point every round, right?
That's right. So you lost 1 point last round.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take some of my bandages and go bandage Akiak up in.
Okay. Yeah, it's an automatic thing. You don't have to. As long as you're not negative 10 yet, right, Kristen?
Negative.
We didn't get credit for it.
Yeah, as long as you're not negative 10, you're not dead. So you can definitely do that. It just takes a round or so.
Real day, is he gonna be all right?
Go take care of it. Aberration.
Did we?
He leaves the lantern on that step.
Okay, so you're gonna put down the lantern and then you're gonna move forward.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And how about the archer?
So when it says attack rate 2/1, is that 2 every round, or is that 2 one round, 1 the next round?
Oh, 2 every round for you.
Okay, I just because you know how the old school D&D used to do, where you could do 2 and then 1 and 2.
That would be 1 and 2. Like heavy crossbow does that.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was something like that. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna let 2 more arrows go.
No, you're a badass.
I'm trying.
Huntsmen are a badass.
Yeah, with the bow anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, I got a belt.
Go for it. Oh, right, we got to roll initiative. Sorry, I got all
Yeah.
excited. Crystal, I keep forgetting to do that, so it take me a while to get used to that.
Yeah.
All right, Crystal, roll initiative.
Yeah.
3.
So you got it 2.
2. Okay, all right. The creature moves forward because it can move the rest of its movement. So now it's actually on you. So you're not gonna be able to shoot it this round. It's within. It's even closer than your point blank. So it closed on you. So basically, your shots are lost this round essentially.
All right.
That being said, the barbarian can charge down and attack or move.
And then he attacks. Oh man, I'm rolling real low. 4. So
That does not. All right, now the creature gets to attack. It is going. Does it only go one attack? Oh, he only gets 1 attack. Oh, that's so easy. All right, so it's between the 2 of you. I'll roll a d6 along with the thing, and if it's an even on the d6, it's going to attack Rush's character, and if it's an odd, it's going to attack you. It doesn't matter. I rolled an 8, so it lashes out. The babies are flopping, on it, but it doesn't hit anything. Well, actually, I don't think it hits anything. I probably shouldn't say that because it's actually 5 hit dice. So let me see that. I assume that doesn't hit anything, but you never can tell. And 8 hits. No, AC 7. That's not going to hit either one of the 2 of you, right?
No.
No, I think you're both AC 4.
Barely missed me. No,
You're
I'm
4.
AC 6, so it barely
You're 6,
missed.
AC 4. Okay. All right, good. Oh, that's close then. It would. It
Yeah.
actually. It was actually even too, so it would have been on you, but luckily it doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have no problem, Riddell, with the bandaging. But I'm gonna say because you're how low are you, Crystal?
Close. Chris,
Which negative?
-7.
-7.
Okay, so you can patch that in 2 rounds. We'll say so. You'll have to spend another round doing it, Riddell. But nothing's bothering you right this second. So if you want to do that, you can.
Yep.
I'm assuming you want to. And I'm assuming the other 2 are going to attack. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming.
Oh, you got me.
You can actually step back. I mean, you're close enough because the 6-foot thing, Rush. You could actually, it came right up on you. That's why you couldn't get at this. But you can step back without, and shoot the bow this round if you want.
Plus, he's also engaged with the barbarian too, so that might help me.
Yeah, exactly. So you shouldn't have a problem.
All right.
And the barbarian. Okay, so let's roll initiative. Let's have Crystal roll again because that'll be your job here. 4.
3.
Oof. All right, it's going to go first. So I'm going to do the same thing. Even on the D6 attacks Rush's character, attacks Young's. 1 on the D6, but it rolled a 13, which hits a C2. So that does hit you. So Young, your character gets hit by the demon rat. You're like, it's just a rat.
That's it.
And 6 points of damage.
Ooh, wow. Down to HP 1.
All right. Roll a D6. Oh, no, hold on. I don't even think I have to do that. No, I'm sorry. Make a saving throw versus poison.
Oh. Saving throw.
20 roll and
2. I get a bonus. 19 with the bonus.
Yeah. You're fine though. Yeah, that's good. You do not die yet.
Awesome. But I still take 6 points of damage, yeah?
Yeah, you do. Right. You might die from that, but you don't die from the poison.
Nice.
Okay, so since you just got hit, I'll let you go first.
Nice.
Plus, I think you have a height.
Yeah, he says exactly that. It's just a rat!
You get 2 attacks this round.
Okay. The first one hits. What is it? Oh boy.
Yeah, we may.
Yeah. Like AC 11 or something. So that's a miss. Second one. 2. Oh man, he's gonna die.
Yeah, you get hacked it pretty hard. So you miss.
Yep.
How about Bren?
You've missed it twice again.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right.
How many arrows have you got there left?
I'm gonna switch my D20.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've used 5, and you've given me.
Yep.
Wait, I'm guessing.
Well, and with Sophie, she takes this medication.
Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
my
And
gear?
now, granted, she only takes.
It's probably written in the gear
She
page.
should take.
It's probably a dozen at least. So if you only shot that many, that's fine.
Once a day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, here we go. Quiver with 10 arrows and 2 silver.
So I'm assuming you used the.
I've got 5 regulars and 2 silver left.
All right. Kill this thing.
Purposely.
Shit.
And
Plus
they did
3,
say
is it
that
a
she would,
10 to hit AC 9? Don't think so. The other one, I got a 17 on the die.
Nice. You need 15 to hit it.
Now she's
Huh?
not.
I need
Yeah.
15. Okay.
Why does it?
So this D6 plus arrow. So I got 5 points of damage on that one.
Oh, that's a good one. It's still up though.
No, Sophie. Oh my God.
It the arrow sticks into one of the little babies and it falls off and blood starts pouring all over the ground out of the dead pup and nipple.
That's nasty.
It's like ew. Tony, you're healing, which is good, and that ends that round. So next round. I get you are unconscious, unfortunately, but not dead, which is good. Riddell, you just finished patching up your friend. You're standing on the stairs about 10 feet above this melee, and the other 2 are kind of engaged. The archer stepped back a couple feet. You don't see any of the creatures currently here except for this creature.
And there's no room to move up to it.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to charge into it now. Move and melee.
I'll assume because everybody wants to work together that maybe Rush's character would step like back into the hallway to give you space. You know, if that's okay, Rush. I don't want to tell you what your character's doing, but everybody's moving around. So
Yeah, he actually likes roll dice. So if he sees him coming, plus now he did the fanning flame thing, so he's kind of scared of that shit. So he's like, "Yeah, I'll get out of the way." He'll smush himself up against the wall to make room.
Yeah, because I assume because you were moving around a step back to give yourself some space, so you might have stepped this way as opposed to up the stairs. So
yeah,
that's fine. Just to imagine.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming everybody's just attacking, right?
I think she just wanted
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but just to speed things up. It's easier.
Yes, I'm attacking.
Okay, Crystal, you want to give us initiative again? Roll high, please. Everybody dies. Oh no, I rolled a 6.
Now she's starting to take bed. So.
Oh god. All right. The creature laughs and spits at you with its rat mouth. It's like, ugh, you killed one of my pups. Next, you'll suckle my gross nipples. And it tries. It tries to leap on our starter. Oh, with the 10 on the die. I don't know if that hits you. I think that does actually hit you. 10 hits AC 5. You're 6, right, Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit you. Oh, Huntsman. It's so sad. 5 points.
Yeah, that puts me at 0.
Okay. Save versus poison.
Saving versus poison. Oh, that's right. In this system, you have a saving throw period. Okay.
Yeah, it's a saving throw, and then it might be modified.
Yeah, I've just got. Oh, okay. So +2 against death. So
yeah.
So my saving throw is 16, but I get a plus. Or 4, yeah, I rolled a 14, but I got a +2. Does that mean I made it?
That means you made it.
We have to get his report.
Yeah, I know. I'm still probably gonna die, but
oh yeah. Well, are you negative? What?
No, I'm at 0.
Okay, so you're
on.
You're not bleeding out though, so at least nobody has to deal with you.
Right.
I mean, they don't have to go away from fighting to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just go deck wise. Young's character will go next. RV.
All right, he's gonna say, "Hey, it is not just a rat; it's a goddamn demon."
One attack this round because we did 2 last game.
One of the withered giants caught him.
Ooh, 17 + 2.
That's good.
That is 19. Hits AC 0, and he does 5 points of damage.
Oh, you're two-handed now, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're doing less damage two-handed. What's up?
I know, it's crazy. It's I rolled 1 and a 2.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Riddell.
Yeah, he's just going to rush straight into it and swing this big flail and try to knock babies everywhere and knock it out too, I hope. Hey, a 17 on a die, so that's, armor class 0.
It's...
Ooh, good damage. 8 + 2, so 10 damage.
Nice.
Fantastic. Is it down?
Warlock smacks this thing in the head. It slams against the side of the one of those rusty cages, and you see blood kind of dripping down the front of its face. And for a second, the redness in its eyes starts to fade, but then it hisses and stands firm. So it's all right. I'm assuming everybody's attacking unless someone wants to do something else.
Yep, we're gonna attack it.
All right.
Chris, doing on the stone floor.
2,
3.
Yes. Party wins initiative. Young. 2 attacks. Actually, I think you both get 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, good.
All right, he's gonna say, "Die, you rat!" And the first one misses again. I rolled 5.
Come on, man.
And the second one actually does AC 6.
No, you need a 15 to hit it, basically.
Brother.
You guys are all fighting one, I think. So.
Yeah, he misses both of them.
Okay. Flails now. Let's do it.
Tony, it's all you.
It's all up to the old
War
man.
of luck. War of luck.
Hey, an 18 and a 14. So yeah, both. Let's see, 14 plus. So armor class 3 and armor class -1.
Nice.
So the first one will do 6 points of damage.
Yes.
And the second one will do 10 points of damage.
All right. Give us a description of how you eliminate this thing. Negative.
Will die the war mage.
He just sees Arby, the barbarian, just swing wildly, missing, and he's like, get out of the way. I can finish it off. Get out of the way. And he just, kind of pushes maybe Arby out of the way enough to come in. And the first flail hit knocks babies everywhere. I mean, it's just like that creature that's in, what is it, Lord of the Rings, where he knocks all those army soldiers out at first, that big tall thing just swing. You see those babies fly everywhere. And then he comes back down with the flail around the top of his head, and all those flail pieces just hit right in the top of that big rat's head, and the red eyes just glow and then go out.
Nice. So as you're catching your breath, you look down the corridor and you see about a dozen more rats start to move towards you. And as they're walking slowly towards you, the fur starts to fall off, and then the skin peels off, and then finally the bones drop to the ground. And you feel, even though it still smells because there's rat poop down here, you feel that the evil has been lifted, and you can breathe a sigh of relief.
Help me out, Arby. We need to check on Bran, or whatever he's calling himself this week. We need to make sure he's okay. Help me get some bandages on him.
Arby staggers up, and you see blood squirting everywhere from his body. And he looks at you and says, I've never seen a mightier swing than what I've just witnessed. That's quite a warrior's prowess that you displayed. Real day, you're all right.
I told you I can do more than just burn stuff.
Yes.
I saw it, and I believe it. Well done. You saved us all.
You're able to slap a Bran across the face and wake him up because he's only at 0. He can probably walk his way out, but you'll have to carry Akyak back out. But maybe you spend a few minutes just looking around to see what was going on here, and you definitely see that this rat demon or whatever it was hoarding, and creating or bringing in these rats here. And in the corner down there, you actually see there's some, maybe as tribute to the demon or whatever, the rats have been bringing treasure. So you're able to recover, some items, some silver, hundreds of silver pieces, hundreds of electro pieces. You find a gold chain and a gold ring with pearl set in it, and also a strange gold pendant in the shape of a heart that has some runes on it. That maybe not right this second because you're just getting this stuff and getting the hell out of there. You take a look at it with your magical ability, and you're able to read that it's clearly some kind of a magical item that you can do a little research and figure out what it is.
A pendant, okay.
You bring your bloodied friend. Luckily he wasn't hidden, so you could find him. Back up to the top, and as you're going, you actually see in various places along the way these like skeletons that weren't there before, these rats, almost like they just like disintegrated essentially when this demon was lifted, the curse was lifted. And you make your way back up into the tavern and to see the owner again, and tell him what you've done. So he would definitely reward you. I mean, with a couple of days of bed rest, you'll need to spend some of the money that you got to get it. Maybe get a nice room at the inn so that your Akyak can get healed up. You're basically out of it, Akyak, for about a week. Not when you finally wake up, you kind of remember you're getting attacked, but like a lot of it's a blur. You're out of it, but yeah, he does actually come true. He gives you guys a pearl necklace worth 2,000 gold pieces. Plus the other treasure that you've recovered. You made out pretty well, I think. So, yeah. Good job, guys.
We make sure to get Akyak one of the finer rooms for the best rest.
Instead of waking up smelling rat turd, you wake up smelling buttered lobster.
Exactly.
Nice.
So you went from, sleeping in the streets with your ratty winter blankets to having thousands of gold. And by the time you're ready to adventure again, you'll probably be broke again, because that's the life of the warrior. So, all right, I'm going to stop the stream.
Okay.
We do that.
Oh, wow. Tony's character really saved us all.
Yes.
With 2, I only had 2